Hey, man, is that Double D? Yeah, man. Well, turn it up, man.
Let's just go in and, like, kill all the orcs, right? They're the bad guys, who gives a shit? We just hack and slash and we loot their dead bodies, right? Hack and slash, kill them all, you know, conquer the infidels.
Boy, that campaign sounds like a barrel of fun, doesn't it?
Somebody who's opening a refrigerator and leaning in, right, is the language of a woman. Somebody who's opening their refrigerator and being cut off halfway through that lean is the voice of like a mermaid or a siren, right?
This is not the face of the hobby anymore. And I think there's been mistakes made in years past where people assumed that D&D players were all, you know, white dudes in a basement. Which has been a faulty assumption for a lot of years and gets more and more false every day. And so it's, in my viewpoint, honestly, guys like me can't leave soon enough.
I just had to be born with empathy and a weakness for socialism and femboys. For socialism and femboys. For socialism and femboys.
You gotta put a little hot sauce on the taco, you know what I mean?
We want this dwarf to be the dwarfiest dwarf.
Right.
We want the elf to be the elfiest elf.
And just the dashiest dash of Tabasco.
The voices need to carry across water.
I'm a creative. It's a huge drain, right? Because fans can be awful.
When we got the descriptions, they were very adamant. They were like, try not to make it like a white blonde guy. Like, please, like, we love him, but there's like 500 million of them.
The diversity that the characters need to have needs to reflect the gaming world now. The mix of people that are playing these games, you know, it's not, you know, 13-year-old white boys held up in their basement. It's a very diverse crowd, you know.
You say white lives matter, they don't. White lives don't matter because white lives aren't a thing.
What's this?
What's this? It's the jacket.
The jacket.
The jacket.
Lutherville, Marina Del X, Otisburg. Otisburg. Who's this monster? She's got her own place. Otisburg. It's a little bitty place. Otisburg. Okay, I just wipe it off. That's all. It's a little town. Yep.
We'll do it live.
Okay.
No. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
5, 4, 3.
Great, Sam.
We dumping chump. It's a landslide, sir.
On guard.
Have a look at the headlock here. See that chap over there? Get your hand off my penis!
Double zeros, baby!
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom.
Uh-oh.
Did I not replace that?
Kind of fast.
I know. Something must have happened there.
That ain't 5.
I thought I was going to say that ain't 5. I'll tighten that up,
ain't
Crazy.
5. But here we got a 5. Corona Soul.
We got the better 5. Corona Soul. Title mentioned a sad RPG weirdo. Figured I'd show up since you're talking about me. No, we are not talking about you, sir. Thank you very much, though, for your contribution.
And Patrick.
Our old pal, Patrick Demo. I just wanted to say, when the time comes, I would settle for 100th of Kelsey's success. Good on her. Her success is honest, and it ain't Matt Colville. Exactly, yeah. Yeah, we'll talk about Shadowdark. As somebody said in the chat, might have been you, Patrick, Shadow Salt. A lot of salty tears in there. Yeah, for sure.
Hey, look who snuck into our production meeting today. Check this out.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, we were... Crazymouse mentioned last week, man, all the people in the intro are dead. What can I say? We're getting old. Speaking of old, it's been 5 years, boys. COVID.
Yeah, it is. Yep.
Do any of you miss the lockdown? Any part of it?
I miss some of it. There's some things that were good from it.
Go ahead. Let her rip, as they say.
2020 was horrible, but 2021 was my best year for financially for working. I made the most money in 2021. People were still afraid to go out, but the lockdown was lifted in our city. I worked at Old Navy during the lockdown, and our Old Navy was one of 4 in the country that were shipped from store Old Navy's, which means everything you got online from Old Navy came from just 4 locations. Ours was one of them, which meant we hired like 40 new supermodels to come help out. And it was just unbelievable. It was unbelievable.
They did hire the prettiest girls.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
I'll grab this one, Crazymouse. Jeff from $5 Canadian.
Thank you.
Yes. So what effect would you say COVID had, both short and long term, as it relates to the tabletop hobby? It certainly brought in people in the door, did it not? I think overall, Jeff, and thank you, Jeff, really appreciate it, buddy. I think overall it was detrimental to the hobby. If you just go by pure numbers and not by quality, then maybe you think it's good. But it also kind of established remote play as sort of the default.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is the way you should play. And no, I'm not.
Poison.
Yep. I mean, do it if you have to. I understand you have friends far flung. That's okay. And look, if you're doing it as maybe a second game, you have a regular group with your friends or something, sure, but just a lot of people out there who think, yeah, it's the only way to play is just being a little box on a screen. I don't believe it. Porch, $5. RPG Weirdo? What did Corona Soul do this time? Holy smokes.
Porch, are you named after Pearl Jam Porch, or is it just something totally different?
Hated the lockdown, says Chris Miller. Tyranny, yep. Yeah, I hate that a lot. Oh, you lost your career, yeah. We were within, people forget, we were within a whisker of Biden ramming through that large company mandate where essentially a large company could have forced you to get a hot shot, as they say. Thank God, for a couple of sane Democrats.
I miss the serenity.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
That's enough.
I will say, I played a lot of Call of Duty with Captain Stern and Gavin Morgan. That was kind of fun for a little bit. It got old after a little while, as everything does.
Like, you've got ogres.
Go ahead, get Chris.
Yep.
COVID killed every game store in my area.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's what I hated most about it. There's very few things good about it. Unless you were kind of in the economy of it, like Crazymouse, where you were essentially like a frontline hero for like a little while. I mean, they were
not all heroes wear capes.
Yeah, there's
some of us just wear some Old Navy.
Yeah. But also like dashing and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And bringing people their food to their door.
The groceries, right.
Tips were flowing. Money was plentiful.
Yeah, 2 of my local favorite restaurants closed down during that period of time. Asian place and a pizza place. Awesome pizza place.
Oh yeah, the one out in Fairview.
Yeah.
I remember like just wanting to get a haircut so bad, and there was this rogue barber who just said, "Fuck it, I'm just opening." I called. I said, "Are you really doing like haircuts?" He's like, "Yep, come on down." There's like a line of people.
I had to go to freaking Ohio. Gavin's mom died during COVID, and to look presentable for the funeral, I had to freaking go get a bootleg haircut in Ohio.
I remember that. What insanity that was.
When you go back and think about it, my mother-in-law was like, Crazymouse, people will die.
People will die. Crazymouse and I would always come, we do all the,
mask it or casket.
Mask it or casket, Better 6 feet apart than 6 feet under. We were just getting so tired of it. We're like, come on, just get fucking back to normal.
I flipped out on a manager at McDonald's. Excuse me. I was there to pick up a DoorDash, and like you had to go through the drive-through to get it rather than just come in the store to pick it up. And I just thought, what's the fucking difference? I'm still interacting. You're still handing it literally to me. Like, unless it's, we'll set it down. You stay 6 feet away. We'll open the door. We'll set it down. You walk up and come and get it and leave. No, you just come through the drive-through and I'll hand it to you that way. Well, then why didn't you just hand it to me through the front door?
Yeah.
Right.
We had the lunacy of people like, well, mask up in between bites. And it's like, some of us were like, this makes no sense. This is insanity. But when it just shows when people get carried away, you can't rely on your average person because they will go along with some really stupid things. And if you're kind of just a person who just looks around and says, "Wait a minute, what are we really doing here?" You could be in trouble because there's going to be a lot of people looking back at you saying, "Get with the program," or else.
Here's something good that happened out of it from Chris Miller.
COVID never happened. I would never. Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's awesome. I get a feeling there's quite a bit of that yin and yang. You know, it was not a good time overall, but it's kind of like World War II. You know, nobody says World War II was a good thing, but look, America. I don't know if America would have been as prominent as it was, you know, in the post World War II world if it wasn't for World War II.
Everyone was getting a paycheck.
Yep. All the other countries were, even the victors were just beaten down, horrible, and we were pretty much okay. So
they implemented the mask mandate at work, and a lot of people bucked it. But if you weren't seen, then But it turned into a snitch fest. I had like 3 people that I represent got a warning and a week off, and then a handful of months later, or less than a year later, boom, it's lifted. Like, these guys got a warning and a week off because they didn't wear a fucking mask and someone ratted them out. A coworker ratted them out.
That's the worst part. D-Than makes a solid point, says Ryan. Thank you, Ryan, for 2. What point is that? Do we know D-Than? Say the point again below D-Than, or just copy it so we can see it again.
Is it about the barber?
Yeah, D-Than's barber got reported.
Pass it.
Yeah, this. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, we got it, D-Than.
We gotcha.
One good thing from the lockdown is that it forced children to remote into school from home, where their parents could see what's been happening in schools. Yeah, honestly, again, that's a double-edged sword because some of the younger kids were really bad. Like they are really far behind. But yeah, I think with some of the older kids, when you start getting into like 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, yeah, parents could kind of see like what the F is going on. And sometimes it wasn't pretty. A lot of times it wasn't.
I was home a few times while my wife was doing that remote. And I got to say, I was really impressed with how she handled it. I was, I don't get to see my wife teach very much. It was impressive how she handled that change.
Yep. Yeah, same with Mrs. D. She had to pretty much do the same thing. Yeah.
Chris Miller says that when the grocery stores, remember they were all one way?
Oh yeah, they're like a one-way streets up your fucking grocery store aisle. Give me a break.
I'm glad they didn't do that to Lowe's.
Yeah, I remember me and Mrs. D went to a museum in Cleveland. Well, they still had mask mandates, and you've never met the biggest beta male jerks as male museum ushers. This one just kept following me around. Sir, could you pull your mask up over your nose? I'm like, really, dude? I'm like, all right. You don't want to create a scene when you're with your wife. But man, when we were about halfway through, and I'm like, all right, I've seen enough. When he came over to me again, I was just gonna be like, what are you gonna do, you fucking pipsqueak? You gonna pull it up yourself?
You got a skinny little runt named Dexter working here.
So I don't know.
We got Jack down there.
Yeah, I just saw that too.
Yep, we're just over in Erie, Jack.
The secret's out.
Kissing cousins. Hour and 20 minutes away.
Hey, I wonder if they're familiar with Warzone Matrix.
You have to be familiar with Warzone Matrix, right, Jack? The glorious dump that it is.
Oh, yeah.
We're due for a road trip.
We are due for a road trip.
When things settle down a little bit, let's head out there. Try to get as many as we can to go, but probably end up just being us two. But hey, Atomic, how you doing, buddy? Atomic Shaman. COVID lockdowns were great for streaming because more people were stuck at home. Yeah, I kind of came towards the tail end of it. COVID, when I started my YouTube. Magnificent Devil never wore a mask to the grocery store. No one said anything about it. My sister did that but she was in Florida, where it was a little bit more. I don't want to say a little bit more lenient, I guess. Oh, I think he does. You want to give him the new one?
I sure do.
Let's do that.
But I'm gonna go with my instinct on this one. Saddle up, partner.
How that movie didn't win an Oscar, I don't freaking know. Half the shit that they put out now these days.
Yeah, it's still one of the funniest movies ever. Jim Carrey's kind of a goofball now, but holy shit, was he funny in the 90s. Oh,
did you ever hear that story about Jeff Daniels getting the character for not Lloyd, but what was his name? Well, the other one.
Yeah, the other one, the dog groomer. Yeah.
He would shake his head really hard, and it would make him dizzy.
I love it.
I believe it.
Ryan Nicolai, $10. Thank you so much, sir. Cleveland mentioned, what the F are Clean Rivers and Warzone Matrix? Yes, we've been to the Matrix a couple of times.
Jack's got one. Right
and
there.
Enter the Matrix. Yeah,
Yes.
we've never done any Matrix jokes when like walking in there.
No, we haven't.
You felt like you were walking the first time you walked into this.
I walked in with my son. He was real little, and I walked in the door, and I thought I was walking in some. It looked like a bomb went off.
Yes.
I walk in and there's cards all over the place. And
What did your son do when he saw
looked
everything?
at me? It's like, Dad. It really and like there's two people and they turn around and look at me and like I'm initially thinking, oh my God, they're like I'm guilty of something. I'm like, is this the store? Oh yeah, come on in. Like how? I'm walking over all these cards. And
Ironcaster, you're correct.
Yes. Give it to him. Give it to the edgelord.
I had to go find because it's Harry. Oh, Harry, oh buddy, oh pal.
Oh, Harry, yeah, that's right. Yep.
Bitter dregs.
Were you? Did you go with us, Todd, to Warzone way back?
No,
Okay.
I've never been on a game trip, road trip, except for Gen Con.
Just the Gen Con one.
Was that the first time? Was that with
Stern and
yes.
Gavin must have gone?
Yeah. We stopped at Melts.
Yes, we stopped at Melts and Mentor. Good sandwiches there.
I got you, edgelord. You don't worry about it. I got you.
Programming note: I'm going to do we'll call it the shill stream on Saturday. Probably like one or two. We're going to have Matt D'Amico, who's been on before. He's got Cult of the Winged Skull. Todd from Horde Wars. And honestly, anybody else, if anybody else wants to jump on, I'm going to do it on EV Mux. So I can just throw the link out there. If you have something to shill, we can talk.
You said
can
it's at
shill.
1?
I think one.
That's Eastern time.
1 Eastern, yeah. Could be 2 though, because I think Horde Wars can't get there until like 2:30. So I don't know. Maybe I'll look for the time. Just look for it Saturday early afternoon. We'll see. I don't want to run up against other streamers going later Saturday. Like I know, like I think Ryan David, T-shirt Historian, all those guys. I don't want to be a jerk. Todd, yes, indeedly do. Went LARPing. Ooh, the Battle of Bentonville. Nice.
Not vampire?
Nice. No, this is Civil War. This is a real LARPing.
Check this out.
Hungar. Give Hungar some. Hungar always gets something.
Clear out of here!
That should be his full time. Oops. Go ahead. Go. I didn't get the chance to read it.
Yeah.
Oh,
man, look at me.
I know he's got a quick trigger finger.
I did match Yosemite Sam.
It's Double D time. Double zeros, baby. Brought to you by Carl's Jr. Because they pay me every time I do. Thank you, Hungar. Good to see you here, buddy. Craig Bragg, $5 Canadian. We'll put a tariff on that $5. Get it up to $6. Stickers are on the floor in Shoppers Drug Mart here in Canada. Yeah. Oh, they're still up there, still on the floor. That doesn't surprise me. Probably the same in California too, I would imagine. Oregon, Washington, maybe.
My cult leader cousin who shopped at Aldi's came in dressed during the COVID as in Back to the Future when Marty McFly went into the bedroom in that hazmat suit.
Yes.
She wore a hazmat suit in the Aldi's.
Oh my God.
I said, hey Marge, how are you? Todd.
The hazmat suits on Amazon shot up the roof during that period of time.
Jeff from $2. Thank you, sir. Top Gun or Iron Eagle? Which movie is better? I got a soft spot for Top Gun, Jeff from. I appreciate the Lou Gossett, right? Iron Eagle. I also like that the sports broadcaster, Iron Eagle. Hated that movie because everybody always made fun of him growing up because, hey, it's Iron Eagle. But I do have fond memories of watching both movies when I was a teenager. Hot Shots was really good too. Charlie Sheen at his finest.
I haven't seen any of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, we got some work to do with this one.
I guess so. A little homework.
Yes, indeed.
There's that theory about Top Gun #2 that he is dead. That's all.
Oh yeah.
He dies going that Mach 10 at the beginning or whatever that is.
Before we go into Shadowdark, talk a little bit about that. What you guys think? I have a new. See these guys here. Got some skeletons over the weekend. Awesome. Got these guys, based them. I didn't paint them. I did the shortcut. I gave them the polyurethane dip. Same thing with these are the A Song of Ice and Fire figures. I thought Crazymouse, you'd like to see that. Guess who the big one is there?
Wait, this one right there?
Yep.
Who is that?
It's the mountain.
Oh my!
Shows you how big
Jiminy Christmas.
Yeah, how big they thought he was compared to the others. The reason I kind of broke these out is because, and I'll show this to you. I got this. I may do a video on this. I'm very interested in this. This is a wargaming book. Okay? But it's not, it can be for historical, but they also have like fantasy, like just pure straight classic fantasy elements. Like you can do sorcery in this. You basically put your figures on stands, and it seems like a pretty intuitive, quick system. So I'm liking it. I'll let you guys know. I think there's a way you could do your D&D OSR mass battles with this. I'm going to actually, I think, do something with Mrs. D. We'll see how easy it is, because if she can get it, then I know, like, okay, we got something here. See if there's maybe some way to incorporate.
That's not a knock on Mrs. D.
It's not, but she's really good at board games, but for some reason, I think it's just like a woman thing. She just, like, whenever you say like war game, she thinks like, oh, now I have to act like a, but we'll see. We'll see.
The Gestapo.
Yeah.
Clink.
Clink. Yeah, so this is, I'm kind of digging this. I haven't been this excited for just a book. I've been like taking this.
Can you show the cover one more time?
Yeah, sure. It's called Midgard Heroic Battles. Got it from, I think it's from across the pond. The author's British.
G'day, mate.
It's other pond.
Put another shrimp on the bobby.
So, yeah, I'll give you a report on this. But overall, I do like what I'm seeing. And I'm going to use those Song of Ice and Fire minis, because you can just use those as generic minis. You take away like the mountain and all that stuff. And there's just some really good figures in there. So we shall see. Look at these. Oh, there we go. Ooh, look. I'm going to...
Oh, wow. The mountain is big.
Yeah. Gigantic. All right. I will need control.
You're going to fight that? I'm going to kill that.
I'm going to kill it.
It's my favorite character.
I knew he was. I knew that. You've told me that before.
I'll tell you what. I'll do a little audible here. We'll do it real quick. Speaking of that scene.
Oh.
Pedro Pascal and Oscar Isaac. Oscar Isaac was in the new Star Wars movies. He was that Poe guy. Are being praised for displaying non-toxic masculinity after Pedro shared an intimate photo of them cuddling. I'm so over toxic masculinity. These two give me hope for the future, one person said of the intimate snap. There it is. Oh.
Dudes are like that often.
That looks to be a little when it's one arm, it's fine. Yeah. When you go up to your buddy, you put your arm around him. That's cool. When the other when the other arm comes across, then you're like, whoa, hold on here. What do
maybe they're watching that scene from Signs.
When you think, yeah,
when he's in the closet,
yeah.
How he didn't win an Speaking of Oscars, I don't know how he didn't win an Oscar for that.
Vamonos, children, vamonos. Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not saying there aren't instances, where you do this, maybe something tragic happens, something really, really good happens. We have to be really good and not just you two having sex later. Yeah, the other arm coming across, the left arm swaying across, and that kind of throws it into that other realm.
Does Pedro have his hand on his Oscar's finger with his thumb? Is he gripping his
Oh,
thumb?
yeah, he's got his arm clutched up, like up over his own chest like this. Oh, yeah. I did like the way Pedro Pascal played, what's his name? The Viper, but boy, he is a real jerk in real life. Holy smokes. €10, this guy needs something.
With the conversion rate and stuff, that's like $150.
We wish.
Yeah, let's see here.
Pay that man his money.
Pay it indeed.
He beat me fair and square.
Yeah, and square. Teddy KGB.
Check. You trapped me.
We got to watch that again.
I love that movie.
We got to watch
Rounders.
That again. Yeah. Great Cthulhu, €10. Thank you so much, sir. Countdown is set. How soon the pundit whining, oh, good Lord. You guys are going to get me in trouble. We'll start about the new Shadowdark Kickstarter and how Kelsey stole all from him in 10-9. Also, GZ Double D on the success. I remember when we were 6 people.
Oh,
here. Yeah.
boy, do I too.
Exactly.
I do too. Double D gave me and Rogan the sign. There's 5 people listening.
5 people here. I can't believe there's actually 5 people who want to listen to us.
We were 3 of them.
Yeah. Yes. No. It was a legit 5. It was a legit 5. I promise.
Well, I forgot to hit like, everybody. Hit like.
Yeah, and thank you so much, Cthulhu. I haven't heard much from Pundit on it. Give him some credit. He may just give someone credit if they don't say anything, if they just let it go. We'll talk about it. I'm going to go into it right after this. Badger, $5. Thank you, sir. Lee Marvin and Charles Bronson never had to cuddle. No, they did not. What makes these two fuckos special? I wish I knew, sir. I wish I knew, but there you go. Toxic masculinity is on the run. Womp, womp, womp. Thank you, Chris.
I thought Oscar was fantastic as Moon Knight.
Yep. Yeah, I actually didn't. I thought he was the best part, one of the best parts of the new Star Wars. But they really cucked his character big time.
They did.
When that second movie with that Admiral Purple Hair, just literally cutting his balls off and showing it to him.
Yeah,
and he just has to sit there and take it. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
She has purple hair in a prom dress. Admiral, huh?
Yeah, and a neck like this fucking long. Scott Garibay actually quote tweeted, oh my Lord, I felt like I had reached a new level of influence. Yeah, that's right.
Congratulations.
Good to see if his, speaking of that, Condors, he's got more for me again. I keep letting it go. I didn't mention him at all last week, did I?
Nope.
Didn't mention him at all, but.
He was mentioned, but not by you. He was mentioned in the chat.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, if you listen to him, it's like I mentioned him.
I see Chubby Funster here.
Yep.
Which makes me think of Fenster from Usual Suspects.
Right.
Benicio del Toro, when he read the script, realized that his character is a throwaway character who really doesn't add anything to the plot. So he decided to make up that garble language that he talks in.
Oh, really?
That was good.
He said, I got to make this guy memorable somehow. I don't do anything in this whole movie but die.
All right.
That was a good movie.
I will need control here, Crazymouse, for
got
the momentito. And thank you, by the way. We'll get it so we can at least see the chat here.
Look at that.
Yeah. Thank you, Cal, for putting Castle Zagyg. We will get into that in just a moment. That's Castles and Crusades. But I did want to address this because I actually just did a video on this. Look, anytime she releases anything big, it's news. I'm going to cover it. A, because it is news. And B, I don't know what to tell you guys, but I like her. I know she's liberal. Does it come through in her games? We've been down this road so many times with this, and I saw the haters, and it's like I understand. I think a lot of it is honestly just jealousy, and it's like you can't live in that world. You cannot live in that world. Don't think it's like I couldn't be tempted to do that in like the YouTube realm. Plenty of YouTubers, well, not plenty, but there's some Like I've always said, Black Lodge Games, boom. Did things great, just shot right up, way past me. It's like I have nothing but love and respect for that channel and those guys. So it's like you can't live your life going like, oh, I wish, and then some people couch it in like, well, she's liberal. Holy shit. I'll grab this one. Holy smokeroonies.
Oh my goodness gracious.
James.
Holy cow, dude.
James, thank you so much.
That's the biggest one we ever got.
That is, yeah, the single
Cock
time.
is pretty good. I like a cock.
Thank you so much, James.
That was really nice.
Yeah, I really appreciate that.
He probably meant to type in 2.
Yeah, can I get a refund, Double D? Jack McCarthy, $5. My curiosity got the better of me. I bought Condor's game. It is not good. Yeah, I have an early version.
We should be sending you $5.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Thank you so much, Jack. Look at all these people who got the beneficiaries of James's largesse. We can see you all. We can see you. I see you.
Great. Be sure to tune in for the stream on Saturday.
That'll be public.
That's not a members only.
That'll be public. That'll be public.
Whoa, that was the goal, and that was what's hitting so far. Nice.
Pretty much a day, about 2 days now, I think. Yeah.
Why did they make the goal so small?
They always do that. It's kind of the way. I honestly don't think they thought it would be this big. So you basically just have a goal where you're almost going to cover your costs. And then it looks like whatever you do over that, it looks like you're smashing it. So, But I mean, honestly, yeah, you're right. I mean, they could have put, 50,000 and it still would have looked good. Craig Bragg, Shadowdark is great. Going to run it when my Deathbringer campaign ends. Oh yeah, you got Professor DM's Deathbringer as well. Yeah, I mean, look, I played Shadowdark at VentureCon. It's a good game. I don't understand the hate for it. I think a lot of it is just jealousy.
She was really nice to meet. She was really,
really
decent.
Yeah, because you bought your book at Gen Con. Yeah. Yep. James, thank you so much, James. James, I will this weekend if I'm just painting stuff. If you're streaming, I'll pop in and paint some of my epic Napoleonics. Thank you, buddy. Frank Dazzlebeef, $5. Shadowdark is proof that we should be coming together to play, just like at sporting events. We have a common passion and joy. Yes, that's what I don't understand. Yeah. Why do we have to be like this? Why do we have to be as autistic sometimes as the other side? I'll never understand that. I mean, if you're a creator and you're looking at her and going like, dang, I wish, man, I bet she's only getting some of that because she's a woman. Yeah, you're probably right a little bit.
Chris Miller's happy for her.
Yeah, Chris, look.
He just sent in Shadowdark already hit 1 million.
Yep.
Girls have cooties. We know that. That's not news.
Duh.
That's half of what that shot was for COVID.
Yep.
Cooties.
Yep. Lab-grown cooties. Yeah, so
I technically never tested positive for it.
Twice.
I tested positive for it all the time. Like I was 3 times I had it. I could always tell because my sense of smell would go.
Mrs. D, after one of hers, came to my side and she's like, Crazymouse, I understand what you're talking about. I'm craving the flavor lime. I'm like, hell yeah. Lime is my favorite flavor, that and peach.
Well, I just wanted to be fed. I was locked in the basement.
So we can watch watch this. Arcane Library, I'm sorry. It's a good gimmick. What do you want me to say with the torches? It's a good gimmick. Western reaches Fortune favors the bold. Yeah, it's a good. Everything they do is top notch quality wise. There you go. The first official.
You know what I liked in that? I liked how the thief was being like lowered down.
Yeah.
With that rope thing.
Right.
I like that.
Yeah, that's a good. I love that picture. In fact, that's in the video I released today. I think I put that one in there. John Osborne, $5. Thank you, sir. How close is Shadowdark to becoming the new Pathfinder? It won't displace D&D, of course. Nothing probably will do that, but it could become number 2. Yeah, if she keeps going down this road, that's fine. And to all the haters, that's what I want to ask. So right now we have a number 1 and a number 2 who hate your fucking guts. If you're a white guy, literally hate you, will take your money, kick you in the ass as you walk out the door, and say "fuck you, you monster." But what? That's fine. We're okay with that status quo. But her coming in, selling a book, and not putting her personal politics into anything. Oh my God, you've just been fucking raked over the coals. Oh my God, give me a break. Yeah, liberal or not, she sat at Gary's table, and he instilled authentic love for RPGs in her. Genuine, makes her more legit than the pissers and moaners. Absolutely. Amen. Thank you very much, Great Cthulhu.
And here's one for James as well.
Yep. James, $5, man. Thank you, buddy. No one likes a hater, so be a congratulator. Hey, yo.
That was good.
James must have wanted to scratch her.
Did you? Or he just
at the casino playing Huff and Puff.
Yeah, or he just found his wife's wallet.
She left her credit card out.
She left her credit card out. Yeah, so I mean, I have nothing. I can tell you guys this. I've told you this story before. She saw me at Gen Con. I introduced myself to her first, and she immediately started talking, was very friendly. Saw me a couple of other times, and was very nice. And I have to think after the first time we met, because she said, "You're a YouTuber, aren't you?" And I said, "I am." And I was like, "Oh boy, here it comes." I was bracing myself for the, "You're a fucking monster." It never came. She was very nice, very cordial, very professional, very,
Is that the girl that slipped you a note that said, "Tell Crazymouse I said hello"?
So there's a different one. Mac Thompson, Kelsey's the only lib I'll let in my zombie camp. Yeah, I mean, I got news for you. We grew up playing a lot of games written by liberals like her, who knew enough to keep her mouth shut.
It ain't mouse cock, but it's close.
Yeah. What's up, boys? Just brought you up a couple minutes ago.
Yep, their ears are ringing.
Yeah, yep. So anyway, you guys have to always question, why am I hating this? Why am I a crank, when it comes to this kind of stuff? And I know you guys are out there, and you shouldn't be like that. I'm just telling you for your own good. Look, she's going to be fine. Don't matter to her. She's minting, fucking money. But just be happy. And like I tried to tell, Venger, piggyback onto it. Shadow Chalt. You can fight against the tide, or you can get in a inner tube and float down the lazy river. To take the easy way when it's presented to you. If it ain't your cup of tea, I understand. I'm not saying you have to love this game. You have to play it. I understand it does have flaws. I personally think it's a very good, convention game, especially because it's almost everybody's played 5e by now, so everybody gets it. They immediately understand. Oh, this is a stripped down 5e. I understand what's going on here. And then if you throw in those, the deadly, rules, can be then you start, getting on the edge of your seat. Go ahead, throw that up there. People that hate Shadowdark for being successful are more gay than Kelsey Dion is, and she's an actual lesbian. Yes, very good. Give him something. Crazy. He's got a $10 one there. Crawford.
I love knowledge. Hey, Double D!
Thank you. Thank you, Crawford.
Yep.
Yes. Thank you very much. Sure.
There's one that says, "Ride the wave or get knocked over by it."
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Jack. Yep. Well said.
Our friend Patrick
Demo. I'm a fan of Kelsey, and I'd love to know her secret. I'd take her over every company that hates me. Yeah. Then again, my RPG manhood.
Is she someone that'll be going to Gen Con, Patrick, next year? I know she was there last year. Is she going next year?
Yes. Yeah.
Not next year. This year.
This coming
year.
year. Yeah. She will be there. Yeah. In fact, I think they doubled their booth size or something.
Will Colville be there?
Yeah. Money, Matt.
Yeah.
I don't get out of bed unless.
On guard.
How about Condor? Will he be there?
Oh boy. So you can see what this is. Okay, what are the Western Reaches? This is basically, if you guys you're old like us, you remember back when there used to be like sitcoms and even some dramas. Sometimes they do a clip show. Do you remember the clip shows? For those of you that don't remember, don't know, that's where they would write a very, very small framing story to just show a bunch of clips from prior episodes. So it basically gave everybody a week off, except like the one actor.
And also, it
had to come in.
Your contract was for like 23 episodes.
Yeah.
That counted as one.
Yeah, counted as one. The writers got a break. The actors got a break. The only people who didn't get a break were the viewers who realized, like, I'm being fleeced.
Next Generation did that a bunch of times.
Just once.
Oh,
just once. Yeah, season 2.
One.
It was the one where Riker got, like, he was, like, fighting for his life. And, yeah, Deanna. I think they had to call in him, Deanna, and the doctor. So, yeah, that's a famous episode from TNG.
Chris is not going to Gen Con.
We're not going to go. We're going to Origins. We're going to Origins and Central New York. James.
Scratchers.
Scratchers.
Wow,
Shadowdark's only negative is it isn't not Talislanta. There you go. Give him a little something for that.
Clear out of here.
James boys. Good choice for them. Yeah, so we got the Western Reaches. It's just an amalgamation of the first or last couple issues of the Cursed Scroll magazine. I'm sure there's a lot of
Black Lodge.
Ooh, North Texas. Yeah. I think we're gonna plan on going next year, guys.
That was the one I said I wouldn't mind going. I didn't even.
Yeah, that was crazy that you said that.
I didn't even talk to Double D about it. I just texted him one day. I was like, I'm thinking I'd like to go to this one. Mm-hmm. And then when I looked at the date, it's Derek's graduate. Like that's his. Yeah. Or wait, Sophia's graduation. Sophia Mouse's graduation is that week. That day.
Yeah, but we're thinking obviously Mrs. D is on board for every convention now. Travis, thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah, so we'll be flying down to Texas next year. I think Black Lodge, they are in Texas, so they can probably drive that one. Jeffram, $5 Canadian. Thank you, sir. All this Shadowdark talk really tempting me on pulling the trigger on it. Might snag it through the Kickstarter and grab the Western Reaches as well. Yeah. There's a couple of you guys can go here. I'm not getting paid, obviously, and I don't need to, like show you every bit of it. I'm just saying, like, yeah, this is going to be a setting. They probably compiled this and then probably, wrote some connecting dots. So I picked it up. I'm good. I like having this kind of stuff on my shelf.
You already got this?
Yeah, I backed it.
Good.
I backed it. It'll be here later in the year. I'm good on it. And I got no problem supporting it, even if it's a girl. Guys, it's like, I don't understand why we live in this world where it's like, yes, I can love Greg Gillespie's stuff. I think Dragon Slayer is fucking amazing. And I like this. I don't even like this as much as I like Dragon Slayer, but I really like this. And I like the story behind it. I'm just saying, if your first reaction is to shit all over it, and it's not someone who's calling you a fascist, but someone who's keeping their mouth shut and smiling while they sell it to you, ask yourself why you're doing that. That's all I'm saying.
Here's another one from Crawford.
Ooh.
Crimson Claw.
Give him something.
Let me find something here.
Might have to go to page 2.
Called down the thunder. Well, now you got it.
Good choice. Kelsey was as cool as the other side of the pillow when I asked her to autograph my copy of Shadowdark. Yep. You did the same thing, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Way cool.
Yep. Took a pic with me too. She was busy and still made time for everyone. The game is great too. Yeah. She took a picture with me as well. Just everything you'd want from like a creator. And she could be like a typical 20-something-year-old girl and just be angry at everything and everybody. And instead, she's just smiling, living the dream, selling her game, a game that pays homage to like early D&D. I don't understand. That's another thing I don't understand. Like, she's obviously saying, I love the feel of that old school, even though I'm going to, keep the updated, mechanics. I don't understand what's wrong with that.
Chris, I'll get to yours in just a second. Yeah. We got Frank's first.
Frank, $2. Castles and Crusades has a box set on pre-order. Well, thank you. In fact, I'm going to segue into that right now because
let's do Chris's first. He's saying about getting your books, something about ink.
Oh man, I heard that, Chris. Yeah, that Drive-Thru's raising their prices on black and white titles. Oof, plus 20%. Yeah, order it now before the shit comes. If you do want to support like Greg Gillespie, Dragon Slayer, now's the time. Do it now.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Or old school style, have your friend get it and you just copy it.
I am kind of hoping like a side effect of some of these Trump tariffs are like some of this stuff comes back here. Like we start printing more things here. Maybe the prices will come down if you go domestic. I don't know. We'll see. Castle Zagyg. Yeah, I've been waiting for this one too. And look at these guys. They're killing it too. $312,000. Look, CNC is our house game on Friday. And I love it. I think it's a good game, good solid game. For these guys, but they're still pretty small, even though, they are a company. They've been around for a while. It is still kind of just a mom and pop operation.
They're great. They are. They're fantastic.
Good guys. Yes. $312,000. That's amazing. And they got 23 days. They're going to get over $500,000, I bet. Corona Soul. Women in our hobby. Gross.
Yuck.
I'd make jokes about women, but they aren't funny. Ooh. Leonardo Joni's funny. You can look at her.
Put them away.
Thank you. So this is the Castle Zagyg Galleries of the Archmage, and this is from the hand of God himself, a.k.a. Gary Gygax. Yeah, they were working with Gary before he died. They had a very good business relationship. So that should tell you something, who Gary chose to do business with in his later years. They're bringing back something that he was working on. This campaign is these box sets here. This is crazy. I am all in on this because even if I can't use it straight out of the box, I know I can do my thing and pick things out like, ooh, this is good, this is good, this is good. But you're getting the Citadel, the town of Iggsburg, the ruins of the castle, Eastmark, Mouths of Madness, classic Gygax there. And dungeon level 1, the cellars, dungeon levels 2, 3, 3A, 4, 4A, 5, 5A. Wow. And then a follow-up campaign next year. They're going to do volumes 4 and 5. This could be kind of like an epic dungeon series. Think of how Greg does his for Dragon Slayer, and OSR games. This is kind of like the same thing for Castles and Crusades. You get all 3 of these in this campaign. These maps. At first I thought, they're just using regular software, but I think there's an artist on this. Interior maps by Peter Bradley.
Wow.
I like that one on the left.
Wow.
Here? I like that one.
Yeah, I like them all. I'm like, shit, this is really good.
Those are cool.
And I think this is like a box set. I am a sucker for box sets. Well, anything other than like Wizards of the Coast recent box sets. But like Free League, whenever they do a box set, I'm almost always in. So 3 boxes from these guys. Yes, sir. Yep. I'm in.
I'll print that out. That tells you where all the secret doors are.
Yep. Cal Valoni, $2. Let me get something.
Your name is Toby.
Yeah, thank you. Yes. Your name is indeed Toby. Wellis Canada won't get our TP. We can do more books, yeah. Well, as Canada won't get our TP. I see what you're saying there, yeah. They won't get our toilet paper, so we can do more books, yes. Well said there. Just throw in a space there. Unless you were up against it with that $2. Running out of room with the $2. You had to combine that first word. But you see here, thank you, Cal. And thank you, as always, for coming around, patrolling the grounds, being a general all-around swell guy. Yeah, so you guys can look at this gallery, Castle Zagyg, Galleries of the Archmage. Here's the first volume 1, the Citadel. This is the first box.
Badger's asking, do we have an expected date?
I think it's. Did I see a date? I thought I saw a date. Cal, do you know if they've put out a date? I kind of think they're already starting on some of this stuff. Cal can probably find out. Cal, I'm limited in word space. You're limited in wallet space, Cal. You're limited in wallet space. Volume 1, The Citadel. Box set includes a hardcover, so you're getting a box set with a hardcover inside. Smithsonian. Apparently that means something pretty cool. I'll believe that. I'll buy that for $1, as they say. Headband. You get a headband with this?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool.
Like Carmelo Anthony?
Yeah.
Yep. Signed by Carmelo Anthony, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
I see, yes.
Can't guarantee it, but it might be.
Tight black binding, 250 pages. And
Cal
then
does not know the date.
Okay. All right, thank you, yeah.
Soon. How does that sound?
Well, yeah, soon. My guess is they're releasing 4 and 5 next March. It'll probably be sometime before next March, but you never know. Look, the world, we all know how the world plays into these things. Shipping, tariffs, stuff like that. You'll get it. You'll get it.
Slow boats from China.
Mm-hmm. I always remember that Luke Crane, like he was running a Kickstarter and it was way late. And he's such a douchebag. He went into everybody was whining in the comments section of his Kickstarter and he just said, silence. He actually wrote silence.
Who?
This guy, Luke Crane, he did Burning Wheel, a real pretentious game. He's like, you will get your books when they are done. Not a minute before, not a minute after. Well, it was just so cringy. Like, oh my God, just shut up and just reassure your customers that, they're not going to get fleeced, you fruit. Volume 2, The Ruins. Again, a hardcover, 250 pages, 4 maps. Bam. That's box 2. And, of course, The Cellars. Ooh, look at that. Big door. A lot of mystery going on there.
This one has 8 maps.
8? Yeah, these are the bigger dungeon levels. Right. So I guess you'd expect there to be. Yeah, so, does that get me back into the good graces of people that I do actually like Troll Lord. I love CNC. Certainly injected new life into my my gaming brain. Look at this. We're coming up on all these stretch goals, stenciled names, Garham city map created, double maps for each box. They're going to get to 400.
Oh yeah,
easily 450. They're probably going to get to 500,000. So, all right.
I agree in regards to us going to CNC. It was certainly not a learning curve. It was a transition, but it feels cleaner.
Yeah, it feels a lot more old.
Yes,
to me, just like a lot more old school.
Yeah,
just not everything's getting gamed, and because it's kind of built that way.
Right.
It's kind of like here's the rules. Let's just play your fucking game and just go.
Just cut my fucking hair.
Just cut my fucking hair. Yeah, so we are fans of CNC. We're fans of Shadowdark here. So, having said that, will you or have you backed Shadowdark Western Reaches or CNC Castle Zagyg Galleries of the Archmage? I did both. I'm a crazy guy like that. So
I'm a crazy mouse.
He's a crazy mouse. Squeak, squeak.
What do you read?
Naven M. Johnson. He hates these cans. $2. Can I get the your name is drop 2? All right.
Yeah.
Your name is Toby.
Who are you, Naven? We save that for people that changed that were one thing and then became another. You have to establish
Condor
yourself.
Condor DM.
Is that Condor? Okay, yes.
I keep looking for some certain people. They're not here. And I realize, they are here.
They might be here.
Yeah, they might be here.
It's like that.
Trixie.
They transitioned.
It's like that in parties where they come in masquerade masks and you don't know who's who.
Oh, yeah. Like the orgies.
Yeah. Those key parties.
Eyes wide shut. Sean Osborne, you did Shadowdark, and you might with CNC. Yeah. Well, I mean, look, in CNC, I guess the only thing with CNC, if you don't play the system, I do understand it is pretty adaptable. Trust me, any of you guys in the chat can adapt it. And it is kind of from Gary Gygax. So
when I switched my character over from Dungeons & Dragons to Castles and Crusades, my guy famously lost like 45 hit points.
Yes.
Because it said, I swear on a Bible, it said 2 die 8 hit dice. So I was rolling 2 die 8 every level.
Yeah, you just misconstrued that, but it was an honest mistake. Crazymouse is never one to be like he's kind of just like, well, okay, I'll if this is.
I never knew that.
Me and Mrs. D were comparing papers one day. I'm like, wow, you only have like 50 hit points? Yeah, how many do you have? I don't know, 79 or something like that.
She's like, what? It's like, why does this little thief have more than me? Canuckbuck, $2 Canadian. What system for AD&D type zany fantasy? Suede? Honestly, if you want to, he's kind of a dork, kind of a jerk. Jolly Blackburn. But essentially, Hackmaster Basic. You okay? I'm getting water. Okay. Yeah, no problem. Crazymouse, he still has the lingering effects of that when he was laid low a couple weeks ago. Hackmaster Basic. Not advanced, not the ones with like the leather-bound books. The basic version, they made a deal with D&D, with Wizards of the Coast back in the day. That game is essentially AD&D. But they had to like inject humorous elements in it. It's kind of like what Paramount has to do with these new Star Trek shows. They have to be like 10% different or whatever it is. So Hackmaster Basic is actually a kind of a zany version of D&D. I have the basic book. I actually have both. I haven't read through the basic book in a Coon's Age, but there's my answer. Surprisingly knowledgeable on that. For some reason. Bleaker. I once marked off 66 hit points for my PC. It was just about dead and realized several rounds later the DM said 6d6. That is a bit different. Not 66.
That'd be that massive damage. Remember, if you take 50?
You'd have to do like a system shock roll, like a percentage roll, and if you missed it, you were done. Yeah, Castle Zagyg is huge, says Cal. I'm not sure I want anything more so bigly. Yeah, kind of reminds me of, excuse me, that the one by Necromancer, Rapon Athuk, that came out in 3rd edition. That was a huge dungeon too, which was cool. Oh, okay, yeah, magnificent. My apologies. Yeah, it's been a little while, so yeah, Hackmaster 3rd edition. The edition before the one they've done now, which is they kind of tried to make it a little bit more of a normal game.
What edition do we play?
We play the normal, like the one they tried to compete with D&D essentially. Ryan Nicolai's got to go. Oh, call for the Marine Corps. Let's see if I can pay attention to both. Thank you, sir.
Wow. Remember during a thing on Geraldo or whatever it was, he was giving away secrets to an invasion. He was interviewing some general, and the general was talking to him like.
Oh, was that like the Gulf War or something?
And then remember he drew it in the sand.
I don't remember that.
I remember that.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
He
that.
drew like where they were going, and then they were like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, you're telling the enemy where we're going. That kind of sounds like Geraldo. Roger says DCC's pretty gonzo. Definitely not for everyone though. Yeah.
Well, check
you know we're going, by the way, me and Mrs. D are going to Central New York, Roger. So we'll be there.
Check out this local.
Caravac. You realize y'all are from Erie? I went to school there at PSB. Ooh, what years? PSB grad right here, bud. 88 to 92.
My daughter graduated there.
Yeah. Rogan's daughter graduated there.
I went there one semester.
Yeah, you went there. We were actually there the same semester. We didn't know each other.
Actually, correct. I was the summer and part of the fall semester, and then I had to stop going.
You had bigger fish to fry.
I had some PCB. I had to take care of business.
Should we do our lunacy video?
Let's do it.
Oh, you sound like General Grievous over there.
I know. I feel like I'm.
That shit is ugly as
White girl has braids. Uh-oh.
We wear that shit.
It's braids.
Take that shit out now.
Are you being for real?
Take that shit out now.
Okay, what's your problem?
Take that shit out now.
You were dressed in the store.
But take that shit out now. Take that shit out. That shit ugly as fuck.
As she's wearing her bonnet in fucking public.
Yeah.
That's ugly.
Hey, please stop following us.
Is there a better argument for conceal and carry?
She was coming up on me, officer. She seemed crazy. Yeah, if I was that girl, I'd just say, like, I'm French. What kind of a hat do you have on there? Take that shit off. Take that shit off. Just this whole fucking entitlement that some of these folks have.
I've seen a similar video, and someone had a response about it. Again, it's very similar to that. And this black guy made a comment about it, saying, "Listen, those are called Dutch braids."
Yeah.
Those are called Dutch braids.
Yeah.
Like, all sorts of cultures around the world at any given time had braids of various
Vikings.
kinds. Yes.
Yeah, Vikings had braids.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Asterion, $2. Being ignorant and loud. Talk about stereotypes.
That crazy.
Shocking. Take that shit out now. Take that shit. Oh, man.
Are you allowed to own one of those tasers that shoots the prongy things out?
I think so. They talk about like the Burma launcher or something. I hear it all the time on like talk radio. It's like a non-lethal, like, I think it shoots something, India.
Chubby Funster says you should just carry bear repellent.
Yeah. Should be apropos. Okay. All right. So this one is going to need a little setup here. Okay.
That right there, that's my cousin at Aldi.
Yeah, that's the COVID thing. Yeah.
Which cousin?
Cult leader.
Yeah. All right, so Bernie had a transgender singer of Against Me sing a song, and well, here's what it said. We'll just play because this is a short clip. I love the interpreter too. The deaf sign language person here.
What the hell?
Yeah. Does your God have a big fat bleep? Does it feel like he's bleeping me? Does he shoot wads of honey and you know what twice on Easter Sunday? Yeah, Robbie Starbuck says that's who the Democrats are. And this is at a regular, this would be like, hey, let's, like Kamala had a rally here. Trump has had rallies here. It would be like, hey, let's go down to the rally, right? Okay, bring the kids, right? You could probably bring your kids to a Kamala rally, maybe. Although nowadays, I don't know. I mean, but back when she was, running
sober
to Trump, yeah, and sober, yeah. Mercurius, thank you so much, sir. 1 membership. Mucho gracias, my friend.
Thank you.
Good to see you here too. Yeah, but like they have gone downhill so far so fast. Here's some of the other lyrics. So a tranny singer was singing this at a Bernie Sanders rally. I'm not even going to go through it. You guys can read that. Blah blah blah. You get the general idea.
Where are my words at? I don't have words for this.
Yeah. Well, picture the crowd there. Obviously, you see the masked, lunatic there. But what do you see up there in the right corner? Who's dressed in purple there up in the right hand corner? Well, how old is that girl?
Wow.
So you invite some idiot tranny to come sing. You bring your daughter, and I mean, I'd be I'd be like, when they started singing, I'd be like, oh, time to go. You know, let's go, honey. Yeah, well, that's who the Democrats are right now. We'll get a little bit more into it too, but holy shit. I mean, it's great for us. Because every day they prove why they lost. Asterion, $5. Honestly, I've always thought bringing kids to political rallies is a bad idea. You never know what might pop off. Well, nowadays, I think, sadly, you know, especially at the left, but like Trump occasionally might, I think he might, you know, say a damn or a shit or something like that. It's something a little different than asking if, you know, God's going to, you know, suck himself off or, you know, whatever. That's so fucking gross.
They want this to be normal.
Mom's got the green crazy stripes. Nixit, the only thing I can say is unless the mom's on the other side, because that girl's, I don't know.
Yeah, they look to be on different levels.
They do look mom and daughter.
Yeah. Chris, I'm not a practicing Christian. I haven't been to the church in 50 years, but this stuff makes me... Oh, it does, yeah. Yeah. It just makes me mad that... Not that the mentally ill troon is doing it. Look, a rabid dog is going to bite, you know. If you let it around your kids, that's your fault. If you know because you should know they're a rabid dog that bites. So, you know, when you invite a mentally ill troon to sing his song about God doing all this, well, you get what you deserve. Janet Reno in the bottom of the eyes. Saw that. All right, let's continue. What else do we got here?
Just came
from
Winko, and I kid you not, this is a struggle about being trans that like cis people do not understand. That I'm literally just living my fucking life. I'm just doing me, looking how the way I'm looking. And this one dude literally like called me a tranny, right? And this little like small black boy, and I was like, whatever. I was like, you know, I don't care. I was like, whatever. And, you know, I was just minding my business. And then literally the same fucking kid comes back. And then I'm talking to my partner. And then he's over here like, you got a problem? And I'm like, who are you talking to? I was like, bitch, no one got a problem. I'm like, do you got a problem? And he started jumping and calling me all this shit. And I was like, all right. I was like, I guess I'm going to fight at Winko. Like, I guess it's going to be it. So
he's going to throw down on a little black kid. Because a black kid called him a tranny.
So what is he though? I'm on like this guy went to this whatever this place is with an invitation over his freaking head.
Yeah.
You weren't minding your own business. You were seeking attention.
Yeah. Yeah, Patrick, good catch, Patrick. Yeah, the way he spells fought.
I took my shirt off. I was ready. My partner was getting ready to fucking...
Yeah.
Top surgery.
Public indecency there.
Like jump in, and then he tells me, he's like, oh, like he's like under 18. He's under 18. He's under 18. And mind you, in my mind, I'm already mad. I'm already like, what's up? Like I got my fucking sweater off. I'm like, I'm ready. I'm like,
he talks like, remember Gary Oldman's character in True Romance? Spivey, I think was his name. He was like he's kind of like a wigger, I guess, for lack of a better word. This guy reminds me of like his retarded brother or something.
I'm tired of people thinking because trans people that wear makeup, anybody that's feminine, people don't think we're gonna fight. So exactly, I was like, nah, bitch. I was like, you're not about to call me tranny the one time and then try to check me again. That's not gonna happen. We're about to fight here in Winko.
Oh, Winko. Who is El Winko?
Wow.
What is El Winko? I didn't understand
idea,
that.
That person is somebody's hero. How brave. Talks like they has one of those plastic braces.
Retainers.
Yeah, like a retainer, yeah. Let me take my retainer out. And then they'd always lose it and be like, oh my God, that costs like $800.
That their mom paid for. Or
yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because insurance never covered that shit. Great Cthulhu again. Thank you, sir. €5. Nothing says we just want to be like you. Like blasphemous songs or punching a kid. Not just any kid, a black kid. Try that with my child, Septimus Lame. F around, find out. I hear you, brother, loud and clear.
I just want to be next to...
Oh, so here we have... Remember, we talked last week about how Trump kind of had to put Vladimir Zelensky back in his place, a couple weeks ago. because Zelensky was getting a little uppity, little lippy in the White House. Trump said, you got no cards with us. GTFO, and come back when you're ready for peace, and come back with an apology. And all these and people like this who you're going to see, oh my God, the world's falling. Well, guess what happened a couple days ago? He's ready for peace, and he apologized. You should know by now. 45-47 always wins.
Zelensky right now. I wish I could talk to him.
What the fuck?
Forgive us.
Is he doing this in a bird cage?
God damn, man. I can't. Sorry, y'all. I can't believe what I just witnessed in our White House.
Then you're not looking around the rest of the world, are you?
What is happening to men? Like, that's a dude, if I saw him going down the street, I probably would nod to him. Like, hey, what's up, brother? That's probably a normal dude.
Little dude.
Likes baseball?
yeah, likes baseball. Wow. But holy shit, he's in tears about Zelensky getting put in his fucking place like he deserved to be. Warren, $5. Good to see you here, brother. $5 Canadian. Howdy, y'all. Canadians are bidding farewell to the first Prime Minister of Blackface. Yes. I'm surprised the new World Economic Forum shill identifies as a northern savior. Yep, well, just a holdover until hopefully better days are ahead, right, Warren? You have elections coming up a little later this year. Proper elections where you can hopefully get some of these retards out in a boot, as Condor would say. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, yeah. It's almost like I don't even care if it's fake. Even if it's fake, it's like, oh, you're a grown man telling the world that you're crying over Zelensky getting dressed down properly. Yeah, his wife nagged him. He's a ruined man. Yeah. There's maybe a little truth to that. Yeah, you guys gotta stand up for yourselves as much as you can. I know you gotta compromise a little bit in a marriage always, but
I blame Starbucks.
Why not?
Starbies.
Well, I mean, that was that's the giant start right there of all the yin yangy thingies that they want to put in there, and half maca mocha, whatever.
Yeah, chocolate mocha.
Yeah,
white chocolate.
You know,
you think that's when the rot started?
I think so. I think that was part of it.
Yeah, I'm on board. Whenever I go there, I'm like, just give me a hot chocolate. Sure you don't want blah blah blah. No, just give me a fucking hot chocolate, dude.
Just cut my hair.
Just cut my fucking hair.
Hit verify.
Nope.
Uh-oh, hold on.
Okay.
What just happened?
Something's happening.
Hopefully we're it said OBS. Actually, it did say OBS Studio disconnected.
That community college paying off.
Let's hope we're good here.
Bleaker, at least they understand you.
Yeah. Yeah, Rogan sounds like me. Yeah, so we've talked about how in disarray the Democratic Party is, but it's glorious. Can you say it's glorious? They actually released this video and thought this was cool. There's your girl.
Did they pay that out of their pocket, or is that taxpayer money to pay for that? I'm
it's a good question.
Reminds me of the nurses dancing during COVID.
Yeah, you may blame Starbucks. Yeah, a lot of the rot too, like of the last 5 years. You're right. Crazymouse is the nurses dancing. Navin Johnson. I'm sorry, I missed that one. Sorry, you're too quick for me. Oh yeah, it's turning the frickin' frogs gay. Yeah. As our buddy Alex Jones says. Yes, thank you very much, Navin. Patrick, $5. This is the roster for Super Wouldn't Smash Brothers. Hey-o. Hey-o. Yeah, with bobbing up and down there, Chris. Yes. Naughty.
So if they slip a disco while they're doing that, then we have to pay. We have to pay their medical bills.
As I always say, I get why the women are into it. I get why your wives are into it. I get why your daughters are into it. Your nieces. I don't understand why the husbands are into it, why the brothers are into it. Why? Like, how could you look at that and think like, oh yeah, this is a party for me?
It is not a criminal violation to enter the country illegally. It's not a criminal. It's a crime. It's not a crime, which is why they're so frustrated, because they really want our local law enforcement to go out and round up people when they could be looking out for the murderers and the sexual abusers as well as the robbers. They want them to go and round people up on civil accusations. And so that
civil accusations, okay.
Oy.
This is why I love X, because when these retards talk, this is, by the way, this is a member of Congress. This is one of the top, 600 people in the country politically.
We're doomed.
The readers can always add context notes to anything and put you in your place. You may be able to lie on Facebook and all those other places. It is a crime to come in illegally. See code section 1325. Black and white. It is a crime. Gee, I'm surprised you don't know that, Jasmine, you dummy. It's not like it's your job to, have an understanding of the laws of the United States of America, the Constitution that you were sworn to uphold when you were chosen to represent us. Dummy.
Ponytails didn't scare anyone. Try guitar.
Well, this is a song for all of those dreamers. We're looking for answers to come our way. Scientists, doctors, students, all seekers. We share in the hopes for a much brighter day.
Democrats are going to need more than a guitar solo to sing the blues. They're going to need a whole band.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine.
There's a tremendous detachment here.
Hey, is that who you want? Okay, there you go. There they are. There they are.
That's it. I'm getting out of America. I'm just gonna move straight to hell.
Remember when in Forrest Gump that guy unplugged all the stuff?
Yeah.
That's what somebody should have done.
Yes, yeah. Yep. Oh God. It's just it. It's like all right, so you're trying to get the young vote. And it's like young voters are tipping more and more because I think they see like what the other side is up to.
This is it's chaos.
Yeah. Well, like I said, you want to be governed by angry black women and your aunt, who hasn't had an original thought in her life, and she's, in her mid-70s. I think I have the political party for you. Condor.
I verbally smacked around Diversity and Dragons recently because he's been talking a lot of crap about me and my game.
I did it once.
Do you feel smacked around?
We joke about bats. That's like the big takeaway is just how abruptly it ended with bats.
Well, the poor little guy didn't take it too well. It's still bothering him. And on his recent stream, he brought up an old video. I don't know, maybe like a decade old or something. I haven't even checked in a long time. And it's of a guy that's part of a group known as Tabletop Terror. He's asking me if
oh, that's the one that got recommended. Okay, that's the one that what's his name? Dix DIX recommended.
Yeah, was that the one that the guy was essentially asking Condor out?
Yeah, he sounded like real.
Yeah,
he kind of sounded like he was into Condor. He was either that or, like I said, he wanted to see just how bad Condor was.
I'll stream with him or something like that. Get together, maybe game or something, talk. Now, we did not know each other whatsoever. He was doing content and gaming with another guy I knew, well, not knew, but I watched his content, Matt Fistful of Dice.
Right.
Now, we all don't know each other. There's no drama between us. They are off doing their own thing at the time, and I'm doing my own. Very separate, right? We did tabletop role-playing game content, but very separate. They were doing different games. They were a different group of people. Right? That's it. So when they did the video, or the guy from the Tabletop Terrors did the video asking if I would interact, I peacefully turned it down because I had found out some things privately, right? Which was, their intentions were not that good. So for that...
Cal, I am feeling the burn. Fortunately, I got a prescription for it.
You got SmackDown.
Yep.
Reason, I didn't mention that to them, that I heard this. I just peacefully said, no, right? And that was it. He never asked again. There was never any pressure. And that's it. So I don't know those guys. I never gamed with them. I never talked with them before they put that video out. And I peacefully turned it down.
I mean, I kind of see what he's saying, because I don't think that video wasn't like what we thought it was. I'm not blaming dicks. I think, it was kind of funny. It was more amusing rather than just like, oh my Lord, it could be. So we just kind of played it and then fisting with dice. Ouch. Keep the die fours out, please.
And we have never
More die fours in.
since. We never even interacted at all, really, based on the video.
Will Condor ever realize he's just a hopeless lolcow? Nope. Exactly, Patrick.
The video was put out. I turned it down. There wasn't much said from the other side. And we both went our ways peacefully. You're being told stories about me, many that are lies. And this will be one of the many lies.
I didn't say anything. We watched the video and then we cut it up and we're laughing. We said, yeah, he probably just wanted to, see how big of a weirdo you were.
Me thinks he protests too much.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's exactly right. This must really get to him. I mean, it's content.
He got smacked down, though, Double D. He smacked you down.
Took your pants down and paddled you. Didn't that come out one time? He took someone's pants down and paddled them.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that. Look, we're all it's all content for each other. I understand. I bear no ill will. Look, in his own way, he gets lots of views on when he does this. I mean, his quote unquote lots of views is like 60, but when he's averaging like 15 a video, that's okay.
Travis.
You're going to get me in trouble again.
But it's the truth, Travis.
Condor, I publicly rebuke that statement in a very forceful way. I believe you. Your wife did not run off with your imaginary brother. She ran off with the milkman, or the mailman.
I said I somehow mistreated this guy or turned him down in some cold way. No, he was a complete stranger to me when he did the video. There's no interaction with me and him before the video, and I had no idea that the video was going to be even produced and posted. When I seen it, I thought it over. I don't know these guys. They're strangers to me. And I'm quite busy with life at the time as well. Like, I'm gaming and I'm working and I'm doing all kinds of other things. There were so many reasons why I thought it was not good for me to bother with this.
That would be interesting.
But I never started an argument or drama with them. I said no. And that's it. See, you're lied to about who I am. So people have to go around looking for evidence to back up the false picture that they painted of me. Like, they're looking for evidence to support that. And it's hard to find because it doesn't really exist.
You guys can make it happen.
You have to lie about certain situations. Use that lie as evidence that I'm some horrible person. But if your lie is not true, because really I'm not a horrible person, so you can't really find what you're looking for.
We don't think you're a horrible person, Condor.
No one ever said that.
Yeah, nobody ever said that. You're a goofball. You're delusional. That just mainly affects you, though. Like, your life, I think, is in tatters because of that.
But he talked about planting the seed in people's mind. And you'll get the seed, and my seed will grow.
My seed will grow.
That's a little effed up.
Yeah. I mean, he is completely delusional. But I'm not saying you're a bad guy, like, personally. I mean, I don't know. For all I know, you're okay. I mean, probably not. I mean, I get the feeling you're one of those guys who's very hard to get to know and like. I think in real life you're probably very judgmental. I think you go into like a relationship with someone, like even like a friendship, not even like a relationship. It's like a friendship, looking to be wronged. So you're waiting for the one time somebody says like, "Ooh, I'm busy that night. I can't do anything."
Aha.
Yeah, and then you find out, "Oh wait, you're busy was, you were going up to, B-dubs with, some other person or something." It's like that's the kind of guy you are. And then you'd make a big show of saying, "You are cut out of my life forever," instead of just being like, "Okay, whatever." You seem to be you seem to be a bit of a pill, I guess, as they used to say.
Well, that all starts falling apart. And that is what happens here, right? Now, note, Diversity and Dragons was getting his information about this tabletop terror video about me from a guy known as...
Mac Thompson, $1.99, holds up the crucifix. Get thee hence, Condor.
Bruce Lombardo. Well, let me be real with you. A couple of years ago, Bruce Lombardo was constantly going on tabletop role-playing game streams, threatening to kill me.
Better late than
choke
never here.
Me to death.
Not the choking to death. Disco.
Bats. DB, good to see you here, brother. Better late than never. Yard Dog Brothers Sword Sisters busier than a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest. Hope everyone is well. I'll catch the beginning later. Yeah, jump in the water. It's feeling fine. Just going after Condor.
It did serious threats too, not like.
So he's saying Bruce is the one who recommended that video,
right?
And he's saying Bruce was gonna KILL him. What? I don't know. It just doesn't. Condor, it just doesn't sound right. Okay, everything you say sometimes always sounds like you sound like one of these millennials who always exaggerates. I'm talking about millennial men who do this. There's one at work who just drives me nuts.
Why is that bunny pointing to his wang?
Yeah, that is kind of a strange.
Is this from his? I mean, this.
Yeah, this is over his video. Like if you were to play this video on his channel, this is what
he doesn't show himself anymore. Or his box of Q-tips.
No. For some reason, he doesn't do that.
Laughing, humorous statements, like real anger behind his words, saying he wanted to kill me. And why? Because of my opinions about tabletop role-playing games. After a number of times that people go on streams and say that they want to end your life, you stop taking them serious. But I'm not shocked that Diversity and Dragons turned to this guy. Diversity and Dragons is pretty butthurt over what I recently said about him. He's not over it. And he you get desperate. You get desperate to take a shot back at somebody, I guess. And this is his desperate shot back at me. Sorry, Diversity and Dragons. You just keep sucking on that dick that we all know you're sucking on.
What?
That wasn't very nice.
Sounds like the man who's talking with a bunch of balls in his mouth.
Yeah, gargles with balls in his mouth. Jeez, Condor, ease up a little bit there.
Remember that video of that girl with her sisters and they crack eggs on the little girl's head? Did you ever see that video?
Yeah. It was kind of
girl.
Yeah.
Hey, that wasn't very nice.
Yeah.
Wow. Harsh. How'd you like that if I did that to you? That she cracked the egg on her sister's head.
How'd you like it if I canceled your show? What did KG say? How'd you like it if somebody? Jeez, you are
Mrs. Mouse canceled some cable subscription, which got rid of a TV show called The Thundermans. When KG was younger, she enjoyed that show. She went to go watch it and it wasn't on anymore. And Mrs. Mouse was watching some show and KG came over and said, how'd you like it if I canceled your show?
How'd you like it if I canceled your show?
That's funny.
She had to have been, when she said that, 5, which made it even cuter.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Jive turkey. I wish he would have. You got water? Do you need
I gotta go get some
breath mint?
More.
Who turned Condor's vibrator on, says DB. Ouch. I'll wrangle the chat.
And you keep sucking at gaming, which we all know you suck at. You seem to do a lot of sucking. It's about all you really do outside of mouthing off about people, which is your only claim to fame. Because everything else you do outside of mouthing off about people, nobody cares for. In reality, you're not even...
I just talked about Shadowdark to 150 people.
And they liked it.
And they liked it. Condor, you wound me, sir. You wound me. Patrick Demo, $5. He's very concerned about that being in your mouth. Yeah, he kind of has an oral fixation, I think, a little bit. Mm-hmm. Doesn't he?
Yes.
Let's just slide this time, Condor. You keep going back to it. I don't know. Well, you can say whatever you want, but...
Well, his next video, he'll talk about how he bashed it even more this time. I really smashed him. Yeah, whatever.
He was put more in his place. He sucks even more now.
I told him what it was about.
A boot. Yeah, does he have a crush on me? Now I'm starting to wonder.
Even good at mouthing off about people. Because if it comes to shit talk,
you're mouthing off.
My recent video destroyed you. I mean...
You got destroyed.
The only thing you do that draws people is shit talk.
Who watched it, though? Who watched it?
Yeah.
People are watching it now because of us. Because of Double D.
Yeah. It's my effect.
I can casually do that better than you. Just casually. Without much of an effort. I am better at this than you'll ever be.
All right, if you're objectively better at it, why do your videos only have... like 30 views on him, Condor? Like, I mean, we can talk, but every person here can look at your channel, pull it up, and see the views you have on your videos. Nobody watches your stuff. The only people who watch it are the people who make fun of you. Or, farm you for entertainment. And I understand that's what you're doing to me. I get it. That's part of the bargain. But for you saying that you're better at it than me, I don't know about that. Yeah. Stay for this. Skull crush. Thank you.
So the only thing that you do that draws an audience to your channel, I'm casually better at that than you are. And everything else you do doesn't draw an audience, and you know that from your early days of YouTube before you started mouthing off about people. You weren't growing.
Well, just tell you what, I just did a Shadowdark video.
Your whole claim to fame and your growth is all off attacking people.
Let's see how the
which even that you don't do well. So the one thing you do that draws people, you suck at that too. Anyway, for now, take care.
Neener.
Yeah, neener.
Yeah, that just showed up.
That's
neener. Thank you, no one.
Condor, reach out to us. We'll
put you on.
Honestly, Condor, if you need to talk to somebody, we're not bad dudes. You can talk to us.
I'll be respectful to him. I mean, if he starts, calling me, every name in the book, I may have to tell him to pipe down a little, or just mute his microphone for a second and say, calm down. I'd talk to him. I'd love to talk to Scott Garibay. I'd love to get inside that mind of his for a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, 3,200 views. Well, that's on my studio app, so that always peeks ahead a little bit. I already got 20 subs from it, so I don't know.
Yes, elevated sense of self-worth.
Yeah, he is something else. Woof.
That's hilarious.
Okay. We all know Evil Hat Games. As bad as Wizards of the Coast is, Evil Hat is in another dimension as far as just being, woke and hating white people and all that stuff. Over on Blue Sky, they they have these things called starter packs. Blue Sky is a alternative to Twitter or X, and so they talk about creators with a love for Evil Hat TTRPGs like Blades in the Dark, Thirsty Sword Lesbians, Monsters of the Week, Girl by Moon. This gives you an idea of what their games are like. Fate was their old game, and actually before they went completely off the rails, a lot of people kind of liked Fate for just a generic kind of a one-shot game. this was a godsend because there were so many of these like creators, and a lot of them are like streamers that Evil Hat came up with. But holy shit, some of these people are weird. So I got like a little sample, which I'll play for you right now.
Hey, Erlen, can you open up the sunroof? Open up the sunroof, please.
And I like, yeah, touch the thing and yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna climb. I'm gonna lift myself up out of the sunroof so I can jump on the hood of the car.
All these guys are on Twitch, and it's funny how Condor says, "Oh, I'm better at you." I'm like, "Oh, well, Evil Hat's, if they're recommending, Evil Hat's not a huge company, but they've been around a while and they do have a name." I'm like, "Oh, well, they must be recommending people that are a little bit bigger." Some of these things have like two views, like 17 views. Like, what the fuck?
Evil Hat did the Dresden game, right? Was that them?
I want to say no. Chat, help us out. Who did the Dresden? Was that Evil Hat?
I thought I have the game. I bought
God,
the
what a waste. I know they did Bubble Gumshoe, which, I don't know, it was okay.
It was Evil Hat,
yeah,
says
it was.
Patrick.
Oh, God. Yeah,
All
this
right,
is...
that's closest to us.
That'll be, give me a Dex Athletics to do that.
Okay, cool.
And Nora, what are you doing?
The guy in the right corner.
So this is a little confusing. Jane, if I'm reading her name right, her avatar looks just like her. But in the top, Alicia, her avatar looks nothing like her.
Her avatar looks like it went like 3 rounds with Mike Tyson, doesn't it? Like that eye is beat.
Yeah.
Like it looks like her one eye is like closed off.
Here, the wig doesn't match her real hair.
Mm-hmm. Upper right, yeah.
Yeah. But Jane is spot on. She's even wearing the same shirt.
Oh, that's right.
Wow.
Yeah, jeez. Yeah, lower left, Jay is...
And Alicia, where's your tattoo on your chest?
Yeah.
I don't know. Let me know when you're going to do the serious Ladies of the Last Eden vibe.
DB, $2. You're now entering a high monkeypox zone. Ouch.
My mouse stopped working.
Cars count as
Oh, it did.
electronics?
Uh-oh. Are you kidding me? Please.
My mouse
there
just
we go.
turned
There we
back
go.
on.
There we go.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah.
You can thank community college for that
Yeah.
one, everybody.
We had a glitch in the Matrix.
Situation averted. And we almost...
He tried to get in.
Yeah.
We blocked him.
This computer.
Back at East Grove University.
There's another one.
It's let's say it's somewhat early in the morning, no later than 10 a.m. Who would be at the Pride Center?
This one, this is just a little mini clip. There were so many pauses in this. Like there were like stretches where I thought like it was frozen, but no, it was like literally like minutes of nobody saying anything, just sitting there like looking, like oh,
I think
okay.
that's one of the first places that Kane goes after.
I think the televising, your D&D, and I know how ironic that is, seeing as we do put it at the end, but it's a little different in our case. But I mean, my God, like, why are you doing this to like 6 people? Not even live, like probably 0 live and like 6 on the replay.
Grabbing the things that they need, just as like a way to check in, kind of recenter themselves.
Okay.
What is this?
Is this at the same time at Avalon's at the thing?
Yes.
Okay.
You can hop in a little later, but yes,
Yeah.
it's happening about the same time.
Just teleport.
Is anyone else in the Pride Center at this time?
I am so confused.
I don't know what's going on here.
Ted could be.
This is a legit clip too. They clip this. Usually when you clip something, it's got to be kind of in context and.
Maybe he's hanging out and having a little, banana breakfast before he goes to a class.
Okay.
Huh?
I guess that was the humor. That was the
Sorry.
a banana. Rogan, did you have a banana breakfast? Yuck, yuck, yuck.
Banana breakfast. before he goes to class. No, I did not. I like bananas, but no, thank you.
Chubby, this is what they show to prisoners at Guantanamo.
Oh, I was gonna say Trixie would probably be in there too, like on her way to her first class, like she's on campus a bit early.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So for
Is this like Saved by the Bell role playing game?
I guess first, would Kane be wearing long sleeves or short sleeves?
This is so.
Which one's Mr. Belding?
I think probably short sleeves with one of those.
DB $2. I lost all my testosterone cope group meeting.
Like
Thank you, sir.
overalls, so that they have a lot of pockets still.
All right. In which case, Teddy.
Badger $2. Even King Moonracer wouldn't accept these misfits. Thank you. Great Cthulhu, €2. Such a gripping and riveting display. Yeah. It's like you. So I'm new to role playing. Oh, I'm going to check this out.
And
what
Trixie,
the fuck?
please roll me alertness. If you have perception, specialization, use that.
I'm so lost right now.
All right, here we go. I have a D4. No specialization. Would help if I actually had my dice out. All right.
Teddy only has a D2 in alertness, so.
I mean, that's better than having like
what the fuck?
A snag.
Then nothing for sure.
Is that one
So
in the
true.
lower middle there?
Words are
knitting
hard.
I think she is. I think she's making a sweater.
So true.
Rogan from the autistic community. Words are hard. There's so many people on the spectrum on this stream.
So shocking.
I'm ADHD, so I mean we're all. kind of
Teddy's got a
in it.
9 total.
I rolled a 20 total.
Oh, nice.
Okay. This isn't a super hard roll. It is.
Is the name on the top their character and the
Yeah.
bottom one their real
Notice,
name?
that Kane is wearing a smart.
bottom is their character name.
Yeah, but
to the
I see
ones
what Crazymouse is saying. Like, it's hard.
Got a few days ago.
Keep referring to the one as Kane and the other one as Avalon.
Immediately turns to make wordless icon.
So these people just want to confuse you so bad. Like pronouns, not only for the real person, but for their characters.
But they don't even match up.
Yeah,
Skylar and Teddy are different.
Yep.
I hear people talking. I don't see anyone's mouth moving.
that's
like
kind of why I'm
Chinese-
chuckling.
it's like a Chinese movie.
Yeah, it's like dubbed. It's the only dubbed live play. DB Gen X's failure was allowing this to happen. Yep, we bear some responsibility, my friend.
That is unfortunate.
It'll be our eternal shame.
Contact with Trixie.
When Teddy does.
Like the GM, correct me if I'm wrong. All I've seen is him like plowing whatever he's drinking into his mouth. Yeah, his White Claw or whatever. I haven't seen him like say anything. Has he said anything? Or maybe that's the dubbing effect. I don't.
That he'll see her in her like she's out of her like EMT uniform. She's wearing like her East Grove University hoodie or whatever. She is like subconscious.
The guy in the bottom left, he just doesn't. He's playing Minesweeper or something. This just goes to prove how what a house of cards all this like pronoun bullshit is. All these people, they all nod and say the same thing, but when push comes to shove, they don't give a fuck about it either. Unless it gives them some sort of an upper hand. I don't fucking care. I mean, they're not listening to anybody else. Rob McCann, $10. What do you got for him? Don Pardo. Show him what he won.
We dumping chump.
Mm-hmm.
It's a landslide, sir.
It's a landslide, sir. Rob McCann, $10. Thank you. Whenever I see a game like this, I want to reach through the screen and shake the players and scream, "Are you having fun yet? Isn't this exciting? Isn't this exciting?" I like that. So glad my table doesn't look like this anymore.
That is going to be quoted.
I'm gonna assume that last part was a bit of a joke, unless you meant like remote, which I fully endorse face-to-face gaming. Jeffram, $5 Canadian. Before Evil Hat lost it, they had a set of books called Designers and Dragons covering RPG history. One book per decade. Shame they fell so low. And they really have fallen low, for sure. Are you not entertained?
Pulling on
for all the wrong reasons, I guess.
Left arm, like her non-dominant arm, where her watch is, and she's just like. They have that wordless communication, and then Trixie looks like tilts her head to the side at Kane, like
who's is it? The girl? Is it Trixie in the upper middle or the girl in the bottom right who's talking?
Well, that's what I was confused because Kane's mouth was moving, but Trixie kept talking in first person.
Yeah, there is something going on here with the audio. Something weird.
As they're walking past.
Something subliminal going on.
And then there's a questioning look in her.
This is like The Ring.
Quick share.
You guys are all going to do something really bad tonight.
You need to share it before you die.
Yeah. Have your significant others tie you up tonight because.
I was just gonna say, Kane's kind of still mumbling in Latin. I don't know if Trixie knows any Latin.
It's like Max Headroom, like hello, and it's like it keeps jumping.
But Max Headroom is funny.
Well, yeah. Session 0 of Depression and Dragons. Okay, I'm gonna pull the plug on this. That was weird. Thank you, $5, Craig L. Session 0 of Depression and Dragons. Underrated comment. Thank you. $1.90 Depression and Dragons. Mac Thompson, $1.99. This is why chaotic evil exists. Thank you so much, Mac. I love that name, Mac. There's not enough guys named Mac these days. I think you could probably trace the downfall of masculinity to the lessening of Macs in the world. I think Mrs. D is, but Mrs. D did not sleep well last night. She said, "I am coming home early." Either that or it's daughter D. Chris Miller, you don't know their genders or whose voice is whose. Yes. Look who's here. I didn't even know you were here, buddy. You know him. You love him. Put your hands together. Snake Oil Sean. 5 memberships. Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
All right.
Good to see you here, brother. Good to see you. Okay. Now this is what I guess I promised this in the title, so I got to deliver. You got a cat called Mac. Close enough, I guess. All right, so this is also one of Evil Hat's Twitch streamers. And this is the YouTube channel called
I'm Rara.
My Heart is a Dungeon.
Oh boy.
Oh, sorry, The Heart is a Dungeon. And I think this guy's name is Rara, R-A-R-A. So it's like the sun god times 2. He must be very bright. Press X to doubt that.
Looks like the filter on the lens made his hair blue, unless his hair is blue.
Oh, his hair is very blue.
Oh boy.
His hair is very blue. Now you might think all this talk of COVID, look at Double D. He's doing a little archaeology. He's going back 5 years. Yeah, wow. He's going back 4 years.
Where'd you find this?
Yeah. No, this
is dig through a lot of stuff to get this.
Yeah. No, this is a couple weeks ago at PAX. They did a panel on sadness, so I figured we just kind of watch this. Do you guys think we have enough sadness in our games? Do we need to up our sadness game?
I don't think so.
Well, you're not playing into it here, Rogan.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, there you go. All right,
yes,
let's learn a little.
Pronouns, and I run a small little podcast called The Heart is a Dungeon.
something all these guys do is when they're hopelessly unsuccessful. So you find this a lot. They'll go like, I just run a little old podcast. It's a tiny little thing. I didn't want it to be bigger. It is the channel is very small. But I love the way they're like, I don't even want any success. $2 DB. All I'm seeing is females and guys that want to be on this panel. Yeah, I think it's 4-1.
That guy,
and the one wants to be.
He doesn't have blue hair. It looks like some sort of like flowery thing because he has hair in the back of it there.
It's a bad rug. Like that looks like a rug that I would have gotten like for one of my skits like early on, going up to like Party City.
We're going to start off with a
What
simple one
skits?
of our favorite.
Oh,
those were all legit.
Well, I remember I did dress up as Ginny D one time, so.
Yeah, yes, you did.
All those other things were not skits. Those were real channel invasions.
that was her.
Yeah.
Part of telling sad stories.
I was
And
Dubby
we'll get
D
more
that day.
specific into these. We could touch on some sad tones, so I hope everyone's ready for that. But it's not going to be edgelordy or anything, so you're fine. My favorite part of telling sad stories is I like to tell about failures, because all of my biggest moments of self-evaluation have come out of mistakes or loss or defeats.
My whole life is
I
a
think
failure.
joy teaches us how to stand up, and our sad moments teach us to look in. So that's the type of story I really like to tell, is about failure versus trauma. Because I've never
I
seen
know what
myself-
those are. Disco. Those are those things you buy for $1 at like those scrubbing mitts for your when you take a shower. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know exactly
Yeah,
what you're talking about. Yeah, good call on that one. Craig Bragg, $5 Canadian. Their lives are already sad. RPG is about escapism. Yes, why do you want to wallow in that shit? Yeah. Unless it just happens organically in, the story, something bad or sad or whatever. I guess that's one thing, but I think these guys like to waft in it. Like the guy at work who takes a shit and doesn't give a courtesy flush. They like to waft in their sadness. The way those people like to waft in their crapulence.
More clearly than when I disappointed myself. And I think those moments are very important. What about you?
That sound of the door was someone leaving.
That's like, I'm out. I'm out.
I'm also an actor and a filmmaker, and I have studied narratives in college and amongst my working history. I prefer sadder stories or stories that have those failures in them because I think they have higher stakes and they have more for the character to fight for. I think that they really give a sense of purpose to a really determined character and also to the non-determined to discover what they believe in. So that's why
A story doesn't become sad until you make it sad.
Right.
Like you could have like the worst thing ever, start out with the worst thing ever, but if the players decide, I'm changing this,
Yeah.
I'm going to turn my character's life around 180 degrees.
It's a good storytelling.
No, it's no longer sad.
No,
Guess,
right.
guess what? But these people coming in like, I just want to. They're like Morrissey. Remember Morrissey,
Oh, yeah.
the singer?
Mhm.
I just want a sad song here. I'm
These
just
guys are emo without the costumes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even a tiny fraction of the coolness, I guess.
for those stories. No, I'm right there.
At least in
with
the
you.
early
I'm all about
emos.
stories that have stakes in them, and I think there's a catharsis in telling and consuming sad stories.
This is all therapy. RPGs as therapy, which I completely reject.
Safe. We all have experienced a variety of grief and loss and trauma over the past several years. But sad stories provide us all with a safe way to feel those emotions that doesn't cause legitimate harm to you. Your brain doesn't really recognize the difference between fictional sorrow and real sorrow.
Yes, it does.
What the?
Yes, it does.
Holy cow.
Maybe your brain doesn't, sister.
What bubble does she live in?
What the fuck? These are profoundly mentally ill people. Hey.
But you're not actually going to
I can only show them to you.
be hurt. And
We can show them and laugh at them, but they're out there.
having that space
is incredibly important in such times.
When he came to this thing, did he look in the mirror and was like, that's how I want to present myself? And then the girls on this panel were like, is Brian or whatever his fucking name is, Rah really good? Is he really wearing that blue stuff? Oh, he's so crazy. Like, what was he thinking?
I hope they're behind the mask laughing at him.
Yeah, it's just, I think there probably is a little bit of cachet with that in some circles. Like the two girls on the end, they were probably like, yeah, that's way to go, Brian. Rah. Bruce Maximus, $10. I think. Old Blue Hair and his crew talking about their sad narratives makes me think that 1, they're not good writers, and 2, they are coping with life, giving them L after L because they drank the Kool-Aid. Exactly.
Bless you.
Thank you. Craig Bragg, $5. I so want to go to one of these panels and stand up and shout, show us your.
Remember that guy that did that song?
Thank you.
Show him to me, and he like asked the audience to flash him. It's like a country singer. I don't know his name, but I can look it up.
I just remember I was in Daytona in 1990. I was 20. I could still get into most of the bars down there. I did have a fake ID that I was working at the time, so I was able to get in. And
right. Go on.
Well, there was a wet T-shirt contest. It was down to the final 2, and the crowd just started yelling, "Skin to win, skin to win." And I don't know her name. I'll never know who she was. But damn it, if she didn't deliver the goods.
Wowie zowie.
Yeah,
it's Rodney Carrington. And it's called Show Them to Me. He just encourages the audience to flash them, and they start doing it.
Rodney Carring, all right.
There you go.
It's something to watch later tonight. Navin M. Johnson. He hates these cans. This table is a case for bullying to come back. I've been saying that for a while, Navin. Yep.
It was more for me to
have
an outlet to get out the emotions and feelings that I suppress in my real life.
I'm glad they're moving their hands because I would have no clue who's talking.
Yeah, for sure.
So now, if I can make one,
I don't understand. What are we doing here with the masks? I mean, other than virtue signaling, I mean, what do you think you're doing? You've already caught everything. Those aren't like N95 masks. If you went to PAX, if something was going around, you either were exposed to it and your body succumbed to it or it rejected it.
More person feel less alone. That makes me feel really good, and that's why I want to keep doing it.
I think for me, telling sad stories is inherent in the storytelling process. Life is not, we don't exist in a bubble. In order to have the highs, you have to have the lows. And like a couple of people have already said, character growth is something that's really important to me and my characters. It is something that makes for a more well-rounded story and a more cohesive story. So for me, telling a sad story...
That's not necessarily true.
Is she wearing Princess Leia space buns?
I think her mask is transparent in the front there. Is it? I don't have a very good perspective.
It does have that effect. I think you're both right. I think she is going for the quasi Leia look.
Well, she's probably like, is Rah going to wear that shit in the front?
Yeah.
I'm going to do it on the sides.
Can be as huge as overcoming something gigantic, right? A huge failure or a loss in game. But sometimes it's losing a part of yourself, right? If you have a character that wants to grow and wants to learn, and you want to get that character from point A in your very first session to point B in your very last one, that's going to come with growing pains, and that's inherently sad, right? Finding out.
Yeah, it's a good point, Patty. Yeah, you have to understand, and you got to get these people out of your lives once you identify them. These people that love to wallow in misery, and they will just bring you down and down and down. I mean, they don't have to be like the life of the party, but just when they're constantly just bringing everybody down, just fucking hit the bricks.
Remember in Dumb and Dumber when he's The guy's in the phone booth and the guy's knocking, get off the phone. That's what I feel like this panel is like.
I love you. Like, come closer, and then smashes him through. Saddle up, partner.
You aren't something that you thought you were, or finding the joy in being something completely different while still feeling that sorrow of losing a part of yourself. That to me is really powerful.
That's exactly what they are. Yeah, they will. They will steal from you without regard.
I would also like to add, I think there's a responsibility for tomorrow's adults to be more emotionally mature than today's.
Oh boy, that was around. He said everyone agreed with that one.
Oh boy.
I take that very seriously. I come from more of an activism and poetry background than theater.
Shocking.
So I'm very intentional with what
Activism and poetry.
I love
That means he's never held a real job in his life, by the way.
my community, and I use that word very intentionally because I'm not using them to get myself to a better place in the scene. I'm dedicated to them, and I'm here for their well-being also. And I think sad stories, we usually tie into death, trauma of those sorts, but growing up in this wonderful country, I think we should also tie into things of illness and poverty and what if fascist sees your government, hypothetically. Things like that. Because I think...
Hey man, that girl next to him is looking at him with love in her eyes.
No sadness there. Calls Trump a fascist, and she just lights right up. Asterion, $5. Oh my God. What are they even yapping about anymore? Actual goddamn energy vampires. Exactly. God, these... I feel bad. I don't feel bad for people around them. No. They're getting exactly what they deserve and what they want. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's never been threatened. Get out of my country, as Condor would say.
I think it's good to prepare yourself for what could come.
Man, she can't take. Look at that.
Yeah, those are bedroom. Those are bedroom eyes.
Gracious.
Yes, those are. Woo.
There's a response.
Is it a she?
Number 2?
Yeah, I guess it is.
Or she's looking at that, and she's like, "Is that my blue loofah? Is that where they all?"
Ability in storytelling, if that's what you're looking to do. But what we're going to start with is more inner question, and then we'll go more outer into the game. But what is something you have all learned about yourselves while playing or telling a sad story?
So one thing that I learned about myself in terms of, again, like I said, I'm an actor, but also in my AP experience, I found that I really enjoy connecting with my character's emotions. And again, there's...
Is she a real actor or is she a mattress actress?
You thinking maybe she's an OF girl?
I don't know. Like,
yeah, probably.
Well,
probably.
If you're an actor, what would, like, you may have seen me in The Fifth Element or whatever.
Mm-hmm. No, it's always like summer stock, and well, with a lot of these folks, it's voice acting. They consider that like acting, and voice acting is like some guy just has a project, and they're like, I need somebody to voice these. So some of that stuff never even sees the light of day, but they count it as a professional credit. DB, yeah, LOL. Let's pretend we're fighting fascists, guys. That'll get us out of our funk. $2 Euro, Great Cthulhu. Rose ribbon, emotional maturity, and Tesla burning +2, yes. Yeah, someone just start laughing. I like that. No one of consequence. Yeah, when they're talking about the lowest sadness stuff, that's when you bust out with that. Mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore.
Things that you're able to process in your real life.
When the Joker hands out those cards on the bus.
And I found that
about his laughing fits.
Oh yeah. I have a
to connect with those emotions.
A condition.
Just such a powerful.
Yeah, camera hand chops.
I found I really like that.
You caught his fancy there, DB. Now he's gonna be coughing all night now.
Sadness in general is that there is no right way to.
It's the worst when you're coughing and then you have like a laughing fit. It's like your body just goes into like, it doesn't know what to do anymore.
You're getting
feel
an
those
ab
kinds
workout.
of emotions and
Oh, yeah.
express those kinds of emotions. And through writing, both in narrative fiction and in the TTRPG space, you are given the opportunity to explore a variety of those avenues with your characters. A lot of it, of course, comes from, oh, like, what do I think this character would do if they were experiencing these emotions? How do I think they would react? But that forces you as the kind of narrative tool to actually consider those things in real people as well.
Yeah, she's the one that said it before. That middle one is all about like therapy, RPGs as therapy. Yeah, 100%. Loose is that what we're seeing? Okay,
That's what
Chris.
Rogan
Yeah,
pointed
yeah.
out
Rogan
earlier,
said that. Yeah,
I see through it. I wasn't sure if there was a plastic or something.
Yeah, unless it's like a custom made job or something.
Looks like the Joker.
Yeah, it looks like a like an art mask of some kind. Like there should be something, like drawn on it or something.
Right. Well, I'm watching this right here. I'm reminded of a quote, and I had to dig it out about hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. Weak men etc.
Yeah.
We're seeing the roundup on this right now. We're going to see where weak men is going to create hard times.
Yeah, weak men's in many ways they are creating hard times right now. I hope they don't get to be too hard. And then of course we start on the upcycle again, where hard times create strong men. And then people look, when your tribe has to eat back in the old days. That's why men would look at someone like Rah here and say, "Get the fuck out! You're done. You are bringing the tribe.
Yeah.
You're making the tribe weaker.
Yeah.
We will not be able to fend off attacks. We will not be able to feed ourselves unless you want to weave baskets with the women. Yeah. Get the fuck out.
If you want to prove yourself, go hunt that lion."
Yeah,
he's gone.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I'm sorry, but that's why it's so innate. That's why it's almost evolutionary. That's why for normal men, there's a bit of a revulsion when you see men acting like this. Or the guy who was crying about Zelensky.
Oh, geez.
That's really bad. I mean, you should... But boy, guys in your adult life, man, as far as crying goes, one or two hands. That's it. That's how many times you should be crying in front of people. You can cry in private all you want, I guess, if you need to. But good Lord. In public, in front of everybody. Ugh. Craig Bragg.
On camera?
On camera, yeah.
On cue.
On cue. Mm-hmm. Canadian $5. I've learned that my cats are no replacement for a healthy human-to-human relationship. Sobs.
To achieve that realism both in your writing.
Does that apply to just one of them or all five of them?
Real
Craig.
A lot of people fall into this pitfall when they're creating something and they have this character that they really hate and they want their audience to hate. They want to make them completely
do you remember that interview with Mike Tyson? I think it was Burt Sugar did when Tyson kind of blew up on him, Crazymouse. He was saying like, yeah, but when you were in the Holyfield fight or something, you used rage. And Mike Tyson had just had enough and he said, he basically just said, "Fuck you! It's just a fight."
Mm-hmm. Yes,
it's kind of how I feel like with these guys. When people start going into the ins and outs of this, I do just want to say to them, just fuck you. It's just a game. If you're not playing to just have a good time with friends and tell a story that it does resonate, but I mean it resonates because you're kind of friends and everybody's wants to be there and have a good time. It's not because you're setting out to be like, we're going to tell a sad story, guys. We're going to tell sad stories. Ironcaster, yeah. No, it's like, what is it? The cleaning material.
Loofahs.
The loofah, yeah.
Blue loofah.
Welcome, our con panel. Rah, pew, pew, fee, turd.
Stop it, Chris.
That's awesome.
Keep that one up. It's like in Batman when they were about to destroy the one painting with the slabs of beef. I kind of like that one, Bob. Let that one go.
Bob.
Oh, hang on. I want to take a picture of that.
Rah, pew, pew, fee, turtle, and monk. dearie dear. I'm just going to let that one wash over me for 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done, Chris.
Empathetic. But that's not a real person. People are vast. They contain multitudes, and being able to understand.
So that's Mongo.
Oh, yes, yeah.
That's
Turtle.
Fifi's talking.
Yeah.
Pew pew.
Pew. And rah rah. Yeah.
I sent you guys the picture.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay.
People think is so important, and I think that absolutely translates into how I engage with very
There it is.
real people in my life now.
Nice.
I feel that I actually can be very patient.
For posterity, Chris.
In gaming, sometimes you'll have a really pivotal or life-changing moment.
I love how that chick also said, like, people are complex. They contain multitudes. How overdone is that fucking statement?
You know who said that better? Shrek. People are like onions.
Yes.
No, I'm like an onion.
Yeah.
People are like onions.
Yeah.
Shrek said that better, lady.
Yep. This whole
turtle.
Yeah, turtle. No, that was Fifi.
Oh, it was Fifi?
That was Fifi who said that, I think.
Changes, and you have to wait for everyone else. at the
Turtle's
table to
talking
take
now.
their turn before you can respond to something that was so important to you. So that gives you time to think and form your words and thoughts, and that translates to my real life, where maybe if I'm going through something, I don't have to respond right away. I can take the time and take a few deep breaths and think about it.
Fuck you, it's shit to fight.
And then respond. And that's been very helpful for me.
Hey, remind me. I'll pull that for the board.
Okay.
Yeah, remind me. I'll pull that. Fuck you, it's shit to fight.
Like a lot of different ways. It's not just like you have a crush on someone in the
this
game.
is Turtle.
and now
Or
you're
no, this is
pissed,
Mongo.
right?
Mongo.
Or you had a fight in the game and now you're pissed because that person's character like fucked yours over, right? That happens too. But when something
Never mind that shit.
very
Here comes
emotional,
Mongo.
When you're sharing a scene with someone, even if you're just on your own,
Mongo
something
like
that just happened to you in game, like I had to teach myself how to give my own aftercare in moments like that, and how to advocate for myself with my DM, right? To say, hey, something really profound happened today, right? Something really
Mongo
heavy
loves
happened today.
beans.
I'm gonna need a couple of minutes to talk if anyone has time after, right? And not finding shame in that.
Exactly,
I think a lot of
Surly,
times
exactly.
when we experience unpleasant emotions, like we're all kind of taught to be used to happiness and joy and all the good ones, right? But the other ones are really difficult to accept in yourself, and even though you might be very open with others. And
DB, how do they get a panel with 65 subs and 8 videos? Good question. How did they get called out by Evil Hat? Because they have the right politics. Because he did the old, we live in a fascist country. All right, well, that's enough. You can be profoundly untalented and stupid, which all these people are. They are all untalented. If you had these people in your group, you would want them gone. Like, they'd be the troublemakers. They'd be the drama mamas, including Rah-Rah. And you'd just be like, get the fuck out. Jeffrem, $5 Canadian. I'm trained to do therapy. Oh, I did not know that. Therapy role-playing is completely different than throwing dice at the table. Yeah, I would expect so, yeah. These people disgust me with their actions. It's almost dangerous, too, because I think it gives people like a false bravado, Jeffrem. Oh, we can overcome, your deep emotional trauma, from when, your brother diddled you, when you were, 5 years old. No, you need deep therapy, to get over that kind of stuff. Like, that's not going to come out playing a fucking game of D&D. You have to address that in a much different way.
very understanding with others. So I think giving a little empathy for yourself in those moments is something that's really important to learn if you're going to tell sad stories.
And for me personally, I don't really play as many sad games as I GM them. And for me, it showed me that I was...
Man, does she love him.
She is just eye fucking
him. Too bad he's a hortisexual. He fucks ferns.
Oh, God.
You fern fucking motherfucker.
Coming fast and furious tonight, guys.
Bam.
I used to be more the poetry scene, and then my older brother and dad passed within like a year and a half, and it like wiped out a lot of creative momentum. So in some of the early games, I was like, I don't want to touch that theme right now. I don't want to touch that theme right now. Like kind of a hot stove. You're just trying to figure out what you can handle. And the first time I chose to play a character whose brother had
That is a girl who is going to be looking in your eyes like...
This is different. And without it being a wound, maybe a scar, but not a wound. And
I hear that Peter Gabriel song playing, In Your Eyes.
I find complete your eyes. I am complete.
That was something I learned through games where I come from a religious family that doesn't talk about emotions very much. I had to be my own thermometer, and that's been a very useful tool. I think we're actually going to touch on safety for a moment in the midst of this, because there is a context these stories need to exist in.
Fifi was all about that. When he mentioned like safety tools, she was like, ooh.
A lot of us are streamers and are very familiar with safety tools and all that. And raise your hands if you just play at home. Like if you don't do any sort of media or anything. Okay, yeah.
I see the two of you.
Yep. Exactly. I desperately want to see what the crowd was like for this. There had to be like 5 people there, maybe. There had to be.
With friends. We exist in a big
Eyes without a face.
We will do a 3-hour game and we love to call it storytelling. But in that space, it is hard to form relationships where you're aware of the nuances of trauma and healing that is going on with the people around you.
Yeah.
So the number one safety thing I would recommend for traumatic...
I will say that if indeed Pew Pew is a woman, I'm just going to assume because she sounded like it and looks kind of like it, but you never know these days. But yeah, boy, tell you what, she will make you feel special, I believe. Oof. $10 WG. What do we got? Show him what he won, Don Pardo. All right. That's like when you're on
out.
It's like when you're on The Price is Right. You get to the showdown, and it's like you're waiting for like the Corvette, and it's like it's a kitchen set, you know. It's a kitchen set and a trip to Mississippi. Even the guy on the panel squats to pee. Nice. Thank you, WG. I do appreciate it. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, it's like the Three Stooges.
I'm sorry, guys.
It's okay.
You're making...
You all right?
You're making me laugh.
I told you it's a cruel mistress. When you're getting cracked up when you got the coughs.
Big stories is loving.
Pew Pew is number 2, right next to him.
Yeah, Pew Pew
Fifi
is
snapping. Turtle looks like a turtle.
Yeah.
And that's Mongo.
At the end. Yeah.
She likes beans.
Mongo's at the far end, yeah. So in order. Rah-Rah, Pew Pew, Fifi, Turtle, and Mongo. It's like a Power Rangers group. All right. He's, in the words of Monty Python, he's not dead yet.
See where you're pushing too far without them having to red card you because you're aware of where they are. Not everyone can do that, but home games are a very safe place to have that relationship. I'm not an edgelord that's here to like traumatize a table. That is
he knows what edgelord means.
That's the second time, third time he's brought that up.
Rachel's entire list of loved ones, and that was not the important part of the session.
It was amazing.
So, for a little bit of safety from the beginning, for those of us that are players versus those
Are
that
they
GM,
sisters?
What do you?
Yeah. I wouldn't. I don't know, but I mean, if you told me, I'd be like, oh yeah,
or
I can see that. Yeah, related.
Huh. You look for in players for sad stories versus what do you as a
There's
player
a
look for
conspiracy theory out there that Turtle's a guy.
Treat you that way.
So, as
I don't think so. I think it's just a big sister. If I'm not. I'd have to hear Turtle. Turtle. Okay, yeah. I was looking at Mongo. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I could see. Yep. I take that back. Yeah.
Turtle and Fifi.
We think Turtle might be a guy.
Yeah, Turtle. Oh. I think everybody else is who they pretend to, or who you think they are. They are. who we thought they were. As what's his name? Whoops. Craig.
Oh my gosh! You stop it.
Pew Pew's thinking, OMG, he's so sensitive. But why am I so dry down there? Yeah.
He just pulled Chris Miller just pulled the Costanza. He's got us all cracking up about these names, and he's like, all right, showmanship, I'm out of here.
Drop the mic.
I'm going, Jerry.
Thank you,
right,
Chris. Have a great night.
You, Chris.
Yep. See you, buddy.
As a player, I do more playing than GMing. The most important thing
Mongo
is
shouts, I'm out of here.
topics or triggers or whatever is trust. It is a massive thing. Very good communication skills. You need to be able to feel comfortable speaking with somebody. You need to feel
10 more minutes, guys.
vulnerable with somebody, because
We'll do 10 more.
That's one thing that's really important about these stories is that you're putting yourself in a vulnerable place. You're allowing yourself to feel things that I know a lot of us like to kind of be closed in public, but here you are in a private setting with your GM and your friends or whoever you're playing with, and you need to kind of let yourself be open if you're going to be involved in these stories, because that's what's important about telling them, is that you're
Rats.
kind of
That
communicating
person
with your
coughing
emotions
just
and
outed me.
communicating with
I'm
your
at that
emotions with
convention.
Yes, it's Crazymouse.
So having that trust.
He was at PAX.
To be open with each other.
That was in Philly. You could have been delivering with Garibay. You
Yeah,
guys
I
could have been
just wanna
tag teaming.
kind of piggyback off of that openness idea and say that from both a GM and a player perspective, transparency is incredibly important. As a GM, I think it is absolutely your responsibility. If you have a game in mind that you want to run and you have themes that you want to hit, it is so important to be very open about what those themes are from session zero. Obviously, session zero is...
I hate that. Just everything bad about DMing. It's like things you want to hit. You want to. It's like, no. Like, you can throw things out there, but if the players don't bite, like I said earlier, if they don't want a sad game, you can't sit there and force it down their throat and just say, well, guess what? You guys are going to be sobbing by the end of the night. I'm sorry. It's just.
Yeah, they're so into sad games. Don't play that dude that runs a porno game.
Yes. Oh, the Super Geek Mike. Yeah. Yeah.
The guy did his homework.
Thanks for the PTSD there.
Really important in general as a safety tool and just so everybody can have a good time. But if you go into a game expecting one thing and then all of the sudden something entirely different than that you were not prepared for gets thrown at you, it's going to ruin your whole experience as a player.
It's
ridiculous. That's just nuts. Then you're a friend of mine gave me this quote a long time ago. It's soft like pancakes.
Mm-hmm.
If it's going to ruin your whole gaming experience, then you don't belong to gaming. Honestly, pick up carding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like they're not cut out for it. I never thought I'd hear myself say the words, "You're not tough enough to play D&D. You just don't have the intestinal fortitude."
And nobody wants that. Obviously, people want to be able to surprise you, and GMs have these machinations that happen in the backs of their minds. But at least having those themes very clearly laid out so that people can opt in. Is this a game that I actually want to participate in? Or opt out and be like, hey, this is actually not for me. I'll pass, but next time you're running something, I'd love to join. And as a player, something that
it's the lowest hanging fruit, GGW. Like you can do better.
Yellow and red sheets, right, where they have a list of possible triggers, and we as players anonymously will indicate if something's in the green, or if something's yellow, or if something's red. Yellow and red
says
are
turtle is cute.
Lines and veils, if anybody's familiar with those safety tools.
I love that.
Yellow, it can be maybe briefly discussed,
Pew
or
Pew
just, hey,
looks.
give me a heads up if this is going to.
If we're pulling someone like Courtney Cox out of the audience here, so to speak, it's got to be Pew Pew, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's the only one, especially with those bedroom eyes. Good
Session,
Lord.
red, it does not.
Here she goes. That's what she looks like.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Why did you expose yourself there, Pew Pew?
She took a sip.
Good Lord. You could have gotten germs in those
That's right.
5
engage
seconds.
a lot with horror. So I already know, like, okay, if I'm going to be playing in a horror game, I'm more likely to see these things. If I'm signed up for a wander home session and somebody's arm gets chopped off, I'm probably not going to be having...
Wander Home is that game we talked about a couple weeks ago, the furry game, the guy who got hired by Steve Jackson Games.
Right.
Yeah, they all play this kind of stuff. God, they're all lunatics.
A good wander home session. So yeah, transparency I think is the most important thing.
I think it's all like they're all
You
into
know what I think.
All right, let me go.
Obviously communication, like both of them said, but also for me, checking in.
That's a girl.
That's a girl.
That's a girl. That is 100%.
Turtle's not a
Turtle is not a dude.
boy.
Turtle is a girl. Pew Pew needs an alpha to take her to the promised land. I can fix her, says DB. Yeah, you wonder how many of these if they had some guy from some cowboy from Texas, with just built like a brick shit house and 6'4" and
Frequently has been so helpful. So I'm
see how fast they drop the
and
pretense.
in my main game, I have
Start
a bit
wanting
of a
babies.
toxic situationship happening with another character. And
There's,
before
Pew
and
Pew just did
after
it.
every single
Or no,
session,
Fifi just did it.
We
Mm-hmm.
message each other and say, "Hey, I think I want to do
Sisters.
this today. Are you comfortable with that?" And afterwards, was that okay?
Could be.
Are you okay? How are you feeling?
Could be.
So we're just constantly making sure that the other person is fine. So checking in is the most important thing for me.
I think for me it's a combination of things. I do
Pass the beans.
Games that I mostly play. As a GM, when I'm looking at my table, I try to be, as you guys are saying, very transparent. I do all my safety tools. I make sure there's a session 0. I do a line by line. Some people don't do that in their session 0. They kind of try to get through it. But I like doing a line by line with my cast to make sure that every single thing is discussed. It gives me a chance to talk about my own lines and bills, because that's important. Make sure you advocate for yourself, because sometimes people forget.
How you doing,
they're also
Howard?
Technically a player in their game. And it's really important to discuss exactly what you kind of have planned in this game so people are prepared. And that kind of echoes on the flip side of what I look for as a player, right? Is someone who is going to communicate well enough so that I feel comfortable going to them should something happen. We're playing games where, we're monologuing and we have...
Don't be bashful. Don't be bashful.
This is really crappy of me right now, but as she's talking there...
Rogan was over there like...
She's talking, all I could think of is Jabba Hutt going, Poodoo! Poodoo! Poodoo!
Poodoo.
I mean...
Mongo makes list. Mongo reads list.
Split second sometimes to think about what we're going to say or what we're going to do in that moment, right? There are some GMs who will be...
Talks like Grimlock from the Transformers.
You know what I mean? So you're not...
Me, Grimlock, hungry.
So you have to really be able to know that your GM has, your best interests in mind. And not that they have your best interests in mind only, but also the other players at the table, right? You need to make...
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. That's the middle one, yeah. Well, Patrick, I don't know. Just curious. Your sister single, or?
Sure that your GM is going to be somebody eagle-eyed enough that if you withdraw, if you have a very bad reaction to something that's happening, that they can advocate for you, or that you care enough.
She's very demonstrative. Is your sister demonstrative like that? Because she's always like doing this and like, yep.
With and have enough trust with your other players that they'll advocate for you instead if you can't. We all kind of, I think, universally have found ourselves in situations at the table that we did not expect, or a reaction we didn't expect from something we may have known was going to happen. And in those moments, it's really important to have someone that's going to advocate for you if you aren't able to do that for yourself.
Yep. Yeah, they do kind of turn it into an old communist style struggle session. Like you will buy into this stuff. You will you will submit. You will humble yourself before the Almighty, and in this case, the Almighty is the the altar of woke, this stupid New Age bullshit that they love to push. Well, it's probably long enough. Did you guys enjoy that? Because there's a lot more to this. We can keep going. I always check the metrics, and I'm not fanatical, but we didn't lose anybody, when we started. In fact, we were a little lower when we started this. It seemed like people still stuck around for it. So, yeah.
Getting a lot of ones. They're all from one person, but
DB likes it. Please make it stop. All right. We could have done it. I will save this for next time. What we missed? What we could have been going through?
Did I remember to tell the story about that thing I was reminded of with Matt Bound's new video?
Money Matt. Do you remember him when he invaded my channel?
Yeah. Look at what's behind him. Those lights.
On guard.
That's right. His creepy little figures that he wanted to shill on my channel.
The dice.
Yeah, the dice.
There they are right there.
Yep. It's all up there. There's Money Matt. All right, we'll go through that next time. Badger, $2. Sounds more like the altar of mope instead of woke. All right, let's. Oops, not there.
But I'm gonna go with my instinct on this one. Saddle up, partner.
That was a hilarious movie.
Yes. All right. Mr. Yuck is green.
I remember when those stickers came home in grade school. I literally put them on everything. I didn't know what that meant. I mean, I put it on like bottles of juice.
Yeah. What's wrong with this? Cal, speed him up. Hell yes, sir. There we go. Crazymouse and I were battling for that one. It was a duel of wills. Thank you, Cal. Yep, speed him up. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed.
Wasn't that part ad-libbed?
Was it? I
that
don't know.
actor in the middle was just like, oh my God.
I hope that's true.
He really sold that role, the gangster guy.
He was on an episode of The Office.
Oh, was he? He got kind of typecast, I think, for those kind of roles because he was in a couple.
I want
more
my
roles
dressing on the side. If it comes on the salad, I will send it back. That's what he kept saying.
Is that from The Office?
Yeah. Every single thing at the restaurant, I will send it back. That's when Michael Scott kept saying, like, dude, can I get some gabagool?
All right, well, we will do a couple minutes. I got some surprising drops for all you Otto and Rorik fans. We won't go long, but we'll do just a little bit. Get these guys going. They're headed towards a lost city. So if you're just here for the regular stuff, thanks. Hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, go back earlier. You'll see the Shadowdark and CNC Kickstarters. And remember, too, like I said, do keep in mind, like I said, our friend Greg Gillespie, if you're looking for a retro clone of D&D, in my opinion, it's the best one out there. Yeah. Gabagool. But, yeah, I mean, don't feel bad about supporting Shadowdark. Like I said, there's, even on our side, there's about 5 to 10% that are just eternal cranks who are just miserable about everything, and you don't have to feel bad about liking something that somebody else, thinks is terrible, and that includes me, by the way. Look, if I shit on your game and you like it, that's okay. You don't have to listen to me. But yeah, all right.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you for sticking around, you folks that like a little cherry on your sundae, a little whipped cream in your hot cocoa. Well, guess what? I got something for you. Ba, ba, ba. Okay. Get these guys out of the way.
That's top surgery, Elliot Page, right there.
Yes. Your pecs are looking great today, Elliot. There we go. I hope I don't need any dice, because my dice are over there.
Just make up a number when you have to roll something. Roll die 20. Yeah. 11.
All right, so if you recall, last time you guys were in the city of Eastdale, I believe. And that is actually number 1 on the map. You guys... oh, there it is. I was looking for my copy. My thing. Yeah, you went from Westkeep to Eastdale. That was Westkeep. There's Eastdale. Now, if you recall, you went to the inn there, the I believe the Saucy Tart.
There we go. We got a volunteer for you.
Oh boy, Cal, he's ready.
Yep.
I mean, my dice are only like 10 feet away.
Cal could be involved tonight.
All right, Cal. If there's any dice rolling I have to do, I'm farming it out to you. Yeah, you guys, we're at the Saucy Tart. Okay, now remember the red laws are high and ascendant in these lands, in the prelacy of Midmark. And that means, they take their religion seriously here, to Saint Zagyg. So you had a very quiet, non-alcoholic dinner at the Saucy Tart, which is number 1 there. And somebody came over and started to, he asked Rorik if you want a feat of strength, right?
Yeah. Size me up.
Yeah. You ended up, you beat him, right?
I did beat him. Proudly.
Yeah. And then you realize, hey, him and his buddy, they ain't such bad people after all.
I like the cut of his jib.
Yeah. So they are kind of men for hire. They were on caravan duty. And you guys told them, hey, you know where we're going? We're going from number 1 on the map. That's Eastdale. We're going to, at least according to Tyrus, that's Gary Shandling there. We're going to 8. That's where a devastated ancient city is.
There's 1.
Yep.
And there's
right in the middle.
8 right there.
Yep. Yeah, so it's going to be a couple of days, and it's going to go through this place called the Forbidden Zone, at least part of it.
Cal, that is correct. You are rolling for double D tonight.
Yep. All right.
3 is Darkwood.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's a Darkwood forest. Now, we had some suggestions saying, hey, the guy who came over to arm wrestle you, Marcellus, what does he look like? And we have a pretty good audience here. And they said, hey, Double D, this is what Marcellus looks like.
Oh, boy.
Oh, all right.
Believe he was Stone Cold.
Stone Cold.
And then his buddy, kind of silent.
Right.
His name was Mordecai. Oh, yeah. Where do we go? Where do we go now? So that's them. Those are your new companions. But
we have another guy.
There was another guy. All right, so
it's Doug Henning.
You wait. I showed you the one picture of him. There he is.
Doug Henning.
Right? Yeah. And I said, hey, make me a picture of the wizard Gax Mandel, who is also for hire and is willing to help you out. Do you want to see him?
Mm-hmm.
Drum roll, please.
Oh, boy.
What do you think?
That's our traveling crew right there.
I think that's. I think they really captured him.
I think so.
Like Jeff Goldblum with a bouffon.
That's a 10 speed, right? From 10 speed and Brown Shoe. I don't know if you remember that Jeff Goldblum and
yes.
LeVar.
I was gonna say that's going back a ways.
Yeah,
that was really going back a ways. Into the night. Who's bringing up my favorite song here? Into the night.
Benny Mardones.
She's just all right. Whoops. Okay, so Tyrus is he has kind of the maps, and I think you guys. This Gax Mandel, though, the wizard at the end, he's like, you may need a wizard, and he's very, very flashy, very showy, and he kind of latched on last, and he asked like when you guys were leaving. I think you guys were determined to go pretty much the following morning after you supplied up.
Yeah.
Okay. So Aurora, maybe now that you're getting closer to it, you can kind of tell Rorik she's got kind of a look in her eye like
like Pew Pew looks at.
No, not like that at all. Like I mean, that night was very, you guys were just fine that night.
Absolutely.
I don't think we need to go all super geek Mike on that, but everything was fine. But as you wake up in the morning and she's getting, dressed and ready, she's kind of like, so do you think, how dangerous do you think this is really going to be? Do you believe this Tyrus with this treasure now that we're here?
I do. I do. I believe it's going to be very dangerous.
She's like, well, I can look after myself, almost like she's trying to convince herself of it.
Well, we can all look after each other and we'll be all right.
What if this is like, remember in Young Guns 2, when everyone went on that expedition and it just turned out that like the Mexican Black Road or whatever it was,
Mm-hmm.
remember? He never was going to New Mexico.
Oh yeah.
And Doc Skurlock just got like, I don't know, they were just going around doing shit because Billy the Kid was finding it fun. What if Gary Shandling's doing this?
I was going to say, just you're being driven around by a madman just for his own kicks. Yeah.
I'll make you famous.
I'll make you famous. Yep. So I'm not blinded here. Well, he does unfurl the map, the not the city map, but the map, we'll say right in front of you here. DB, $2. Are we telling a sad story tonight? I gotta prepare. Get the tissues out. Wah wah. Chavez. So he says, okay, I think we can take the wagon for a while. He says, but from what I hear, this Forbidden Zone, this is, I guess, while you're all at breakfast, and the new guy, Marcellus, and then Mordecai show up. Gax Mandel doesn't show up right away. Okay, so it's just you 6 right now.
I love that name. Gax
Yes,
Mandel.
it is, yeah. Thank Greg for that one. he says, I think, we momentito, please. So I just check something real quick.
Travis says, travel single file to hide your numbers. Kind of like those sand people.
Oh, yeah. He says we should probably make for Dragon's Teeth Henge. He says we're going to be going over some very hard ground. He says, I didn't want to bring it up right away. He says, but do you think, would it be better to go in a wagon and have it break down, or leave the wagon here and take horses?
Oh.
He says if the wagon breaks down,
we're screwed.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Horses is a good idea.
Yes. Yeah. Split up the supplies.
Travis says the same thing.
Cal says Gax Mandel is there invisibly. Oh,
it's an illusion.
I was listening all along. Yeah.
Yeah, horses.
Yeah, Tyra says, okay. He says, I hate to say this. He's like, he kind of looks at you guys mainly, and maybe casts a glance, at Mordecai and Marcellus. He says, would we be able to throw in a common fund, or should we just sell the wagon, do you think?
I don't know about selling it.
He says, I'd hate to part with it too.
Right.
When we're in uncivilized roads, it is a nice to have. He's like, could I get a contribution?
Oh, absolutely.
He says, how about, he says, well, can you two pay for your own? He looks at you two.
Yeah.
And then he asks Marcellus and Mordecai, do you have mounts? And they said, actually, we do have our own.
Oh, good.
And he's like, oh, thank God. Okay. He says, I tell you what, then that just leaves two, and I can unhitch the wagon horses.
Yeah.
For that. So if you guys can just, buy a couple of horses, there's a horse trader in town. We'll be good to go.
Consider it done.
Howie, how could you improve on that, Howard Hughes?
He's telling you. He's telling you how.
Oh, put the inflated glove on. Yeah, over the nose. Yeah. The good old days. HH. Yeah, I'm in love with that picture of Gax Mandel. He finally does come downstairs, and he says, how are we doing? Is everything everything
Stern would say.
It's how I'm playing him straight down the fairway, as Captain Stern would. Tyrus says, you don't happen to have your own horse. He says, a horse? He says, I have a mule.
I knew it. That'll do.
Tyrus looks at you and says, will that slow us down?
Yes, no mule will get him a horse.
I agree.
I'm afraid I have that Italian disease. My funds are low.
We'll get him a horse.
He's like, I can pay half, and any amount that I earn as treasure, I will certainly pay. I'm not looking for charity. I'm just a little low on my my coin.
We'll trade the donkey in.
He says, oh, but I very much like the donkey. Can I keep the donkey?
And we'll keep the donkey.
He's like, okay. He's like, well, thank you very much. He's like, he does mean a lot to me. We've been through a lot together.
I understand.
He says, I promise I will pay you back, fellas. He's like, and we are leaving this morning, correct?
Yes, we are.
Okay. He's like, I have my bag right. So he's got like a bug out bag, He's like, that has everything I need, And he actually produces it, and he pulls his book out, including this. He kind of like shows it to you, like he's showing like illicit drugs or something. It's like a book. And Aurora says, "Oh, is that your spell book?" And he says, as he tucks it inside. He's like, "I don't want everybody to know that I'm a powerful wizard." Marcellus is just eating his scrambled eggs and just chuckling. Mordecai doesn't say much. Axl Rose there. He just kind of...
What a motley crew this is.
Oh, hey-oh. Oh. All right, so Tyra says, "Why don't you guys take care of the horses? I'll take care of the last of the supplies. We'll go in about 2 hours."
Sounds perfect.
He's like, "I can find a place to park the wagon." He says, "As I understand it, okay, it may be best to not get caught in the Forbidden Zone, because I have heard," and before he can even get it out, Gax Mandel, the wizard, says, "Oh yes, there's terrible creatures roaming the Forbidden Zone. Tribes of orcs and worse." Tyrus says, "Yeah." He says, "That's another reason horses may be better than a wagon." He says, "We should be okay till we get to Dragon's Teeth Henge." And again, he produces produces a map. He says, "That's about 10 miles. Take care, Dungeon of Terra." Yep.
Take care.
Oh, he
Exactly.
backed it as well.
Yep. All right, good
He
man.
backed Shadowdark.
Yep. He says, "We can go 10 miles. He says, "We may have more day in front of us." He says, "But from what I hear, we don't want to be caught at night in the Forbidden Zone." And as he lays the map out, the Forbidden Zone is every line where there's like 4 squiggly lines.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. 8 is the city that you're supposed to go to. Correct. Yep. He says, "We may just have to camp at 7.
Okay.
Which is Dragon's Teeth Henge." He says, "Now, if we did push it, we might make it to the city, in about, 14 hours or something. It's up to you how hard you want to ride. Do we go easy?" And he kind of like, his gaze just does kind of turn to Aurora, like, is she going to be up for it?
Don't we think that they are about a half a day ahead of us?
Potentially. Brute Dan and the rest. Gax Mandel says, "Oh, there's people who go out there all the time. Many of them don't come back. Some of them come back with little trinkets. I'm not sure any of them have uncovered the mystery of the city of the Archons." Aurora says, "I'll be fine, by the way." She kind of reassures Tyrus, "I can ride with anybody." She's like, I was born in the saddle.
I smile.
And that's my girl.
Yeah, she is good in the saddle.
Mordecai says, "Well, if there's skulls that need splitting, just point us in the right direction. We'll split them. Whether it's human, orc, or worse."
Right.
Axl Rose, Mordecai just nods and goes, "Mm." He's kind of like the silent Bob of the group. He just doesn't say much. And Marcellus even says, "Do you need us to get anything?" And maybe Tyrus gives them a couple of tasks. So everybody's got something to do. Gax Mandel says, "Well, I'd like to pick out my horse if I could."
Okay.
Yes.
So he's like, "I'll come with you, fellas." Aurora says, I'm gonna get some stuff ready here, so you 3 can go out, get the horses, and come on back."
I would like to pick up a bow, come to think of it. I don't think we have anything for...
A bow?
Yeah.
Okay.
A bow and a couple bundles of arrows.
Yeah. That's no problemo. All right. Finding the horse trader here is it's no problem. They make a deal. like two
horse's name is Buttercup.
You get a horse trader who says, I can give you these 3, but it has to be these 3. So he's like trying to get rid of 3 specific horses. And he says, I'll give them to you for 150 gold.
What do the other horses look like?
Normal and good.
Yeah.
These look okay. I mean, they're not like broken down, but it's just odd that he's saying it has to be these 3 horses.
Right. What if we prefer not to?
He says, well, that's okay. You just have to pay regular price.
Yes.
Gax Mandel says, but I rather favor that white one back there. Not part of the 3.
Yeah, well, we won't take the 3 that he's offering us. We will go and choose something that my heart feels better.
Okay, so you're gonna pay a la carte.
Yeah,
a la carte prices.
Yeah.
He looks at you and says, "Oh, I do thank you so very much." He does. He picks out a really nice white horse, and there's a couple of nice thoroughbreds for you there. You can, you end up paying like 215 though for all 3 when it's all said and done.
Well, I have some gold. I'll pitch that in.
All right, mark it off, please.
We should have plenty of money.
Yeah, you guys are still swimming in it. Just at your convenience. Just make sure you. All right, so this little town is coming to life in the morning, and you do see people like caravans outside of town, getting ready to go back up north to Threshold, which is a bigger city up north, and into the coal hills. You also see a couple of groups, heading out the gate. Maybe like 2 at its, maybe like one group of 2 people just burning out the gate of the town towards where you're going. Makes you wonder, yeah, white horse +5 missile attraction. So it's not like you're going to some place that's a complete secret. It seems that people do know about this place. Not everybody here goes there. In fact, Tyrus, when you guys get together and you're starting to load up the horses, he says, well, I found a place for, we can park the wagon. Got everything, got a couple of saddles. We should be good to go. He's like, we've also been warned off from going by everybody, that I've talked to, saying that the Forbidden Zone is really dangerous.
We've heard that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep, for sure.
We got you, Travis. We knew what you meant.
Yep. 4 right turns is a circle.
What's that from?
I kind of mashed together some Dumb and Dumber just because it was the theme of the night. You drove 1,000 miles in the wrong direction. Cal, heat check here. You ready? I need you to roll a die 12. Cal, Toby, I need you to roll a die 12.
No whammies. No whammies.
Big bucks. No
His
whammies.
name is Toby.
Come on, Cal. In the words of Ted Knight in Caddyshack, well, we're waiting. All right, so you guys are getting, well, we get out. There we go. You're too late, Cal. A 3 was rolled.
Travis rolled a 9.
Travis rolled a 9. Jeez, now we're going to get, this might not be a good idea.
Rolled an 8.
Yeah.
Warren Johnson rolled an 8.
We're going to go with the 3 that Crazymouse rolled. Thank you guys, though. Oh, you rolled an 8, too. Jeez. Cal. All right. A little quicker on the draw there, Cal.
Jiminy Christmas. You had one job.
Yeah. Come on, Cal.
That you asked for.
Okay. That's a hidden roll for the DM there. It may or may not be a random encounter. Who knows? Okay. So you guys are loaded up. The horses are saddled up. Marcellus nods at Mordecai. They mount their horses. Yeah, and I guess, Marcellus does look pretty intimidating, obviously.
Oh, he's saying that there's the delay.
Oh, yeah.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. For that, Cal, if I need another roll, you're 8. If it's a die 12, we'll stand. I promise. Yeah, he's on California time. He's 3 hours. He's 3 hours behind us.
He's answered your question from a half hour ago.
I'll come back at 1 a.m. Okay. All right, so Tyrus mounts his horse. Aurora gets up on hers, leaving Elliot Page and Rorik. Mr. Top Surgery himself, looking at each other.
Feel bad about that.
Sad crying noises. All right.
Hop on a horse.
Yeah, Tyrus, he loads the maps into his saddlebag,
Nice and secure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. He says, all right, guys, I think our first threat may be from other, let's just say, adventurers. And Gax Mandel says, oh, don't worry about that. I have a few surprises up these sleeves. And he pulls his sleeve down and kind of chuckles.
If he pulls out a rabbit.
Aurora kind of chuckles herself. And she goes over to you and says, well, at least you can't say, we're not going to be entertained through all this.
Yes.
Tyrus looks at you guys and says, well, would one of you want to lead the way? Straight out that gate.
I'll do it. Let's go.
All right. So very movie-like. You head on out. And, before you know it, what you see as you look to the east, you see that range of mountains there. And you can see as you head out to mountains to the north and a little bit to the west of you. Occasionally, Tyrus will say, like, keep going, keep following this path here. It's well trodden. It seems folks have made for Dragon's Teeth Henge quite a bit. We should have no problems. Let's just hope nobody's there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hope no.
But if there is, there's 8 of them.
All right. You ride, into the afternoon. It's very flat land, but it's kind of even, It just seems to be getting drier and drier. Not quite like desert, it's still just kind of stone,
right?
And gravel, kind of. But towards the end of the day, you come upon it. The ground really starts to dry up.
Oh.
And it almost is sort of like a blackened desert beyond it. And you're pulling up and you're like, ho! There's Dragon's Teeth Henge. And ho! Do I not see a party there?
Uh-oh.
Not the kind of party you like either. DB for $5. Let's get this shit show on the road because Stone Cold says so. Good show, guys. Got to run. Yep, we're done here too.
Yep.
We're just setting it up for next time. Be cool, be heroes. Fuck sad story of gaming. Yes. You stop. There's nowhere to really hide because this is kind of flat land. Tyrus is looking. He produces a spyglass himself and says, "Oh dear. Oh dear. That be Brute Dan and his group."
Oh, snap.
He says by now they've probably seen at least somebody, although I doubt he knows it's us. What do we do?
He sees the white horse. It's glow in the dark.
Gax Mandel says, shall I ride up and introduce myself? Perhaps they've heard of my reputation.
Let's do this as a group.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we should just continue as if they were nothing and ready for everything.
He says, he attacked me, Tyrus says. He hit a man.
I understand that. No.
A man he had made a bargain with. He's not to be trusted.
Oh,
Stab
absolutely.
us
No,
in the
we're
back.
not trusting him, but we're going to continue because he is a concern, but we're not going to show him that he's a concern.
We can't camp with them. I
Oh,
wouldn't
no.
trust it. It's like, so we head into the Forbidden Zone at night.
Oh.
It is getting later in the day. So you're at 7 on the map there.
Mhm.
If you keep going beyond it towards 8, that's the Forbidden Zone.
Oh, whatever he thinks. I have this. I'll tell him straight up. Accepting this job, you have a plan. You have maps. My thought immediately was, I know we're gonna have to kill some people.
Yeah. He says, well, this is sort of a tactical decision. I was kind of hoping you guys could help me out here.
Camp at 7.
Camp at 7?
Mm-hmm.
With Brute Dan? As Tyrus is like, oh dear.
They're all the way up there at 7?
That's where you guys are.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've made it through riding throughout the day there.
Yep.
Do you want to talk to them?
We'll be talking when we're all around the same campfire.
He says, very well. I hope you guys know what you're doing. He says, and I would keep, my blades close. Marcellus says, they don't look like much to me.
Yep. We got some capable warriors with us right now.
Marcellus 316 says, you just got your ass kicked. Gax Mandel says, I know they're going to leave me alone. My reputation precedes me. Yeah.
It's going to get old.
And he actually leads the way and trots, have no fear, Gax Mandel will lead the way. Yeah. And you start to trot towards the dragon's teeth henge. It's just then the people down there do sort of take notice and just kind of start to filter out. They're off their horses.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost like they're just kind of waiting to see, like, all right, who's coming? Maybe we ought to stop there.
Mm-hmm.
We will
Dun,
see.
dun, dun.
We will see what happens with Brute Dan and company.
We caught him.
Yes, we did. A. Warren Johnson, you're right. The cake is a lie.
I don't know if I love or hate Gax, says they then.
Hey, these guys can always kill him in the middle of the night.
Sure could.
Just give the word to him.
I have a feeling he's going to be useful. Like a sacrifice.
as a human sacrifice, yeah. All right, guys. We'll say goodbye one more time to you latecomers, you night owls. Thanks for sticking around. Over almost 90 of you stuck around for
Thank
our
you.
little...
Otto
so
and Rorik is growing.
It is, yeah. If you go back to all of our live streams, we weren't on all of them, but a good deal of them. You can kind of follow their story. It started out as Otto and Roland, and has taken them to lands far and wide. And now they stand on the precipice of great treasure and great danger. We'll see. They got to navigate Brute Dan and company next week.
This is fitting.
Cannon fodder.
But the name is Sean.
Sean, I was going to say with a name like Sean, yeah. It's an inside joke there. All right, guys. I will not delay you any longer. Thanks for sticking around.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Thanks a lot.
I'll send you out with something.
Thanks for putting up with my cough tonight.
It is okay. It was worth having you crack up and then go into a coughing fit.
We were worried about you.
Yeah, we're worried, but it was fun. Surly, you take care. Heal up, brother. I'll send you out with something. I will send you out with something good. All right, you guys take care. Peace, and love y'all.
Thank you, Roxy.